Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this live, there's a little live red button up here. Thank you so much. If you're watching this as a replay, you might skip ahead just a couple minutes if you like while we wait for everybody to jump on for the live. I just like to give everybody a couple of minutes. Hey, Anne, first one on. How are you? How's it going in Sweden? Still have tons of snow on the ground? Also, if you will all say hi as you're jumping on and let me know what's in your cup. Even if you're watching this as a replay, please say hi. Let me know you're watching the replay. Let me know what's in your cup. Comment throughout the video, whether you're watching live or as on the replay, because we do drawings for free goodies and the entries are your comments. So it's a comment drawing, so the more you comment, the more chance you have, the better chance you have to win. You got more snow, so how much have you had so far this season, would you say? I think we got about 14 inches during that snow a couple weeks ago. It's gone now, so because it got warm enough to melt. In fact, we've had some like 60s and 70s even a couple of days, but we're in the 60s right now. So yeah, so we don't have any snow on the ground anymore. And it rained yesterday. But I'm sure we'll get more snow at some point. I mean, we might not, but who knows? So welcome everybody. Please say hi as you're jumping on. Let me know what's in your cup. If you're new, let us know that you're new. We'd love to welcome you, so please do so. Today we're going to be doing the Sweet Bugs class, 4 cards and a scrapbook layout. So very excited to do all these projects with you guys. So I see lots of you jumping on. Please say hi. Let me know you're here. And what is in your cup? I'm having my chai rooibos herbal tea with local honey. Yum, yum. What is y'all's favorite tea? Just curious. If you like hot tea, like herbal teas or whatever, what's your favorite flavor? I like lots of them, so I just tend to do this one in the afternoons when I'm doing videos because it helps with my throat. All right. Why am I not seeing your comments? So I'm going to give everybody just another second here to jump on, and I'm going to check to make sure that my tech here is working right. Because, you know, we have technical difficulties sometimes. Okay, let's see. All right. Hey, Flo. Hey, Sandy. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good day. For those of you who may be new, please say hi. Let us know that you're new. We'd love to welcome you. Also, I do want to let you guys know, if you're not familiar with my channel, that I'm on Facebook Live every Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. I also jump on some Tuesdays and Fridays at the same time, 2 p.m. Central, whatever time that is for you. We do cards, layouts, 3D projects. I do technique videos, fun folds, craft organizing, kits, mystery stamping. I mean, you name it, we do it here. So please join us for creative inspiration 2 to 4 days a week. And I love it when you guys join me live because I love chatting with you. So please do so if you can. But if you can't, I understand that too. So you know, please watch the replays. You have 30 days now with Facebook to watch the replays. And then of course you can always check out my YouTube channel as well. If you want to know what lives are coming up, there's a couple of ways you can do that. One is to go to my events tab here on Facebook, and it will tell you the upcoming lives, but you can also get my creative inspiration calendar The great thing about the Creative Inspiration Calendar is that it has all the stuff on it. So we'll talk about that more in just a second. This is totally free to you. So if you're interested in this, please just text me or email and I'll be happy to send this to you. It includes something creative you can do every day of the week if you'd like to. So lots of fun creative prompts. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. All right, so welcome everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you for saying hi. For those of you that have jumped on, hey Flo, Sandy, Kathy Sanford, Joy, Jennifer. Oh, y'all, my husband just walked in from going grocery shopping, and look what he got me. Isn't that sweet? He knows I love purple. Those are cool. Those little purple insert thingies. I guess they're like painted leaves. They are. That is super cool. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. Good hubby. All right. So, welcome everybody. Okay, let's see. Anne says, can you please pray for my family? Father-in-law got 2 kinds of cancer. One is terminal. We can only buy them. Oh, I know. It so is. It's totally unfair. It's just not any fun. I will definitely pray for you, sweetheart. Hello, Sandra Easley. Most definitely praying for you and your family. Yes, I know that can be super hard. So, our hearts go out to you. Okay. So, today we are doing the Sweet Bugs class. Again, this is 4 cards and a scrapbook layout. For those of you unfamiliar with what we're going to be doing, super fun. We're going to do the 4 cards first, and then I like to do our announcements and puppy, those aren't for you. Our announcements and the drawing for free goodies, and then I'll do the layout at the very end. That way, if you aren't interested in doing the layout, you can go ahead and leave. However, if you only want to see the layout, you can jump forward on the replay, of course. So there's a little bit of help for knowing what's where and all that stuff. Okay. So for those of you that purchased the kit, you'll be able to follow along with me with the kit. If you didn't purchase the kit, but you'd like to have the designs for these cards, I'm more than happy to share my PDF with you for a nominal fee. So just text me if you're interested in that, and I'm happy to share that PDF. And of course, you'll want to pick up the Sweet Bugs. I recommend the bundle, but you're going to need the stamp set to do the cards if you got the kits. If you didn't already and you want to do this yourself with the PDF, make sure to pick up the whole bundle so you can get the dies too. That's super helpful. They're really cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going here. Now I've already put all of the stamps that I'm going to need. I hope I grabbed them all on my blocks so they're ready to go. So I will tell you the only ones we're not using. How about that? Of course, you can change your sentiments around if you want to use something different. I didn't do the Love You Lots. I've already done my Valentine's Day stuff, but that doesn't mean that you can't use that for other things. Of course, you can do that. I didn't use any of the rain. I didn't use the little beetle, and I didn't use this, I guess there's 2 flowers. Either one of these little, yeah, the 2 flowers, this one or this one. So everything else we're going to use today, of course, if you want to add a happy birthday sentiment or something like that to one of these instead of hello or whatever it is that you're doing, by all means, change up your sentiments, use whatever's in your stash. You can always change that up. So you guys ready? This is such a cute set. I can't wait to play with this with you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move all these out of the way. And we are going to be starting with this guy. But let me show you, for those of you that aren't familiar with the kits, we'll kind of go through that for just a second, especially for those who may have purchased the kit for the first time. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Geraldine. Okay, so for those of you that purchased the kit, it looks like this. What you're going to want to do is keep everything in order. So just open it up like this, pull everything out. On top is the PDF. This will also get emailed to you. If, like I said, if you want to purchase this, I can send you a digital copy as well for those of you that didn't purchase the class. And this has all of the items that I used to make the cards, as well as recipes for every one of the 4 cards. And then there's also one for those of you that got the layout. Okay, And we are using, or I'm going to be using, mainly the Cute as a Bug paper with this, which is so adorable. So that was kind of the main thing I used with this, though I did pull in a couple of other things. Well, one in particular was the in color paper. So I used the cloud cover for a couple of cards. We've got that as well. Okay. So that said, in here in your kit, you've got a little baggie for all of your little goodies, the little pieces you don't want to lose. So make sure most of you are going to be getting it in the mail today, I think. But some of you, I know there was a couple that it said it wasn't going to get there till Tuesday, which I know that's partly because Monday is a holiday. So that is super unfortunate, but you'll get it soon. So by all means, just watch today, and then you can put everything together later and watch with the replay, which is how I usually do my own stuff when I get kits from other people. So, we are going to use this piece only if we need it. This is an extra piece. So if you don't end up having to use it, that's great. You'll have an extra quarter of a sheet of our white cardstock. I put that in there anytime we're going to be stamping on little pieces, just because that helps out. Okay, and then these are already in order, as you can see here. So go ahead and keep these in order. That'll help out with everything. All right, we're going to start here. Do you want to take this? Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and start with this one. We've got everything in here that we're going to need. And I'm going to tell you right now, be very gentle with this top piece. As you can see, this one broke, and I intentionally gave it to myself so that you guys wouldn't get it. But it's okay if it gets a crack. This particular folder is quite deep, and this is a thinner white. I think I probably should have used the thicker white. It didn't even dawn on me. But we're going to go ahead and go with it, and I'm going to show you how to make sure that you keep everything good. So we're going to need this. Make sure, of course, you have all your pieces. I think we do. We're going to use this envelope to stamp on, of course, which I will show you. This is what I did for the envelope, so we'll be getting to that. Also in here, we've got, you know what? I think I put that in the wrong place. Did I? I did. Where did I put it? Okay. Hold on. This is definitely not correct. Mine's backwards. Is y'all's backwards too? This is not the right card. This should be in the back, okay? Your yellow one should be at the back. This one should be... Hey, I need a little help, you guys. I don't know if I put these in here backwards or what. So give me just a second of help here. What order are your cards in? Did I somehow get my cards out of order, or... That is so weird. Because honestly, this one should be last. The yellow one should be last. And then, I've never done that before. So I don't know. So if somebody can tell me, okay, if yours are out of order, this is what I want you to do. We're going to put them in correct order. Your yellow one should be last. This one right here is number 3. So I apologize for that. This is number 3. Okay. Then the green one is number 2, but I'm going to pull this piece right here out of there. I don't know how this ended up in here. This ant piece. Make sure you grab this. We're going to need that for the first card. This is actually our card kit for the first card. So, I know, you try to be patient. It's killing me. So I do apologize if anybody else's is out of order. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. You can't, yes, if you don't have the kit, you can't help. That's very true. So those of you that do have the kit, if you can go ahead and help me, that'd be great. Okay, so if you don't have the kit, you'll know when you open yours up that is the order you want it to be in. Okay, so for this one, we're of course going to use our envelope. We need this piece because we're going to be stamping on that. If you would like to stamp on the inside of your card, make sure to grab your insert. So I'm going to show you that. And then the rest of this, we're going to set off to the side. So the 2 pieces of DSP and the card base will go off to the side. Okay, so from your little pack of goodies, we're gonna have a bunch of, as you can see, little parts to this card, but the first thing we need to do is stamp. So find your 3 little ants. They're tiny, so you should be able to find them. All right, so we're gonna search for our little ants. Let's see here. Is that him? I think that's him. Yep, that's him. Okay, so once you find your 3 little ants, and then we also need, you should have some square pieces here. You got a couple of different ones. We need the 2, I believe they're the 2 smallest. Yeah, so this one and this one. This one you're going to be saving for a different card. It's going to go with that one, so we'll do that later. The other pieces that you're going to need for this are you don't need this circle. This circle is actually extra. You guys can use this wherever you like on your own. It came from the center of this one. So I actually cut this frame for the little, for this little piece from 2 circles. And then you've got a clear circle. We're going to be using that to make the magnifying glass. And you should have a handle. This handle is a little shorter than the one that I did. I don't know how long y'all's are. It should be the same length, but nonetheless, there's your handle. And so you're going to need that piece. I'm going to set that up there. Also, you're going to need this little petal pink flower. Hello, everybody that's jumped on. Hey, Jill, Darlene. I think I already said hi to you, Sandy, but if not, tell me. Okay. Also, we're going to need this stem. We're going to need this stem. We're going to need the 2 mushroom bases. And we're going to need the 2 mushroom caps. Okay, so we have those 2 caps. All right, let's see. I think that's everything other than the embellishments. So we have embellishments with this card kit. They are from the Ladybug set that comes with this bundle. If you get, I mean, not this bundle, but this suite. So you have the Ladybugs and you have the clear drops. So just go ahead and pull those out too. We're going to need those. Oh, and we need this little yellow flower. Sorry. That is also in this card. Okay, all the rest of this is last card, the green stuff and the high. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Let's start stamping. So the first thing we're going to stamp is our ants. I'm going to grab this little piece that I sent with yours, with your kit. It is the piece that we cut the ants out of, and this is going to help a little bit. So I hope this helps for you. You can put the little ants in here. This color, when you go to put, let me grab the stamp set. When you go to put this down, if you just put it on the plain white, it might be hard to see exactly where to line it up. So this is my recommendation. We're going to take this piece and I'm going to grab a just scratch piece of paper. I'm going to put the white on here. And it doesn't matter what color, honestly. I'm just going to use whatever I've got on a brush already. Doesn't matter. I'm just coloring this. You should have the horn facing this way, this little guy with the horn. And this is going to help me see what I'm doing when I stamp. Okay. Hope that makes sense. I know that's weird, but I'm trying to help here. Okay. So we're going to take our little ant and put that in there. And this one, y'all see what I'm saying when I put this down. I'll show you. Okay. And then when you go to put this down, you can see the white better, and it helps you to get that exactly in place. Your other option is you could go ahead and cut apart the ants. Not going to hurt anything. It will totally work. I cut apart my my stamps all the time, so go for it. However, if you ever want them to be perfectly aligned, all you have to do is stick them back together, which is super cool. So we're going to go ahead, and I went ahead and kept this for you so you guys can do this. I know some of you struggle with cutting your stamps, and so this will help you out with that. So we're going to go ahead and ink this up. You could either use black or brown. I'm going to use my black for this, so the Memento Tuxedo black ink. Okay. And we're just going to pop this on here, hopefully get it lined up right. If for any reason you don't get it lined up right, you have that extra piece of white that you can stamp on. Okay, so we have our little ants. Aren't they cute? Go ahead and keep this if you have the layout, because we have more ants in the layout, so don't get rid of that. Okay. So we're going to color these guys in just a second. Let's go ahead and do the envelope. So for the envelope, I just stamped those ants again, but you guys can do whatever you choose to do. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, good. I'm glad you like that. Hey, Jennifer. All right. So we're going to pop these little guys on here. I love these little ants. They're stinking adorable. All right. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, so we have their little ants on there. We're going to color all of this here in just a second. Before we get to that, I want to go ahead and finish any other stamping that I want to do. So if you want to stamp on the inside of your card, super cute way to do that is to just do one of your little ants. So what I did, if you want to cut them apart, that's a great way to do it. However, you can also... make sure you start with a clean stamp. Now, you don't have to do just one. You can have them kind of just walking onto the card if you want to. The other thing you can do is do one over here that's just yelling, and that's super cute as well. Or you can do the little guy that's trumpeting, however you want to do it. Like I said, if you cut these apart, you can use whichever one you want, of course. So really cute way to do stuff. And so I'm going to do the little trumpeter guy. I don't need to get the whole ant, to be honest with you. I'm just going to get the majority of him. And he's going to be walking onto the field, if you will. Just like that, right off the side of my card. Isn't that cute? Okay, so you don't have to do the whole stamp. It's kind of fun to play around with half stamps in certain times, especially when you're doing like, you know, backgrounds or whatever, but things like this, it works too. Okay, so we're going to color all these guys here in a bit. Let's go ahead. Oops, I didn't know why I put that away. We're also going to stamp our two sentiments. So I'm just going to grab my inks. I did pull these three. Yeah, that's right. These 4 inks for the card. For this one, I'm going to use Poppy Parade and Old Olive. So I'm going to do the... I'm going to do the hello. Where's my hello? Here you are. On the little piece with Old Olive. I bet you are, Lisa. You're like, oh, I can breathe now. Were you on when my husband came in? He got me flowers. Okay, and then we also have Poppy Parade here. We're going to do the friend in Poppy Parade. Yes, I cut the stamp apart. This is a single stamp, actually. Normally they are together, but I cut it apart. Use some really fine snips, and you can cut in between the letters, and no problem. You can always put it back together, too. You'll see me do that for another card later. Okay, so I'm just going to put the friend on here in the center. Ta-da! Okay. So there's that. Oh, why did I put that away? I'm not done with that. Okay, we're also going to grab, if you have a blending brush or your daubers, you're going to want to grab your daubers. I'm going to grab the Poppy Parade and Old Olive dauber here. And I am going to cut this one at an angle. Let me actually show you a really fun tip in case you've never done this before. So what I like to do is I cut the angle of one side. So I'm going to cut like with my snips. Now you can do the same thing over here and just eyeball it, but I'm like super neurotic about it and I like it to be totally straight and parallel. If you're like me, raise your hand. Okay, because I like it to be parallel, I'm just going to pop it in my trimmer and put it up against any line that I can make this side parallel to that I feel like will work. And then I can hold it still while I trim the other side. Isn't that cool? So now those lines are perfectly parallel. Oops, sorry about that. These lines are perfectly parallel as well. Oh, have fun. Okay, so I'm going to take the old olive here. And just to make these pieces pop, I'm going to go around and just add a little bit. I'm not trying to add a whole lot. I'm just trying to add a tiny bit all the way around. Okay, just like that. So we've got friend there. And then on the other one, so I'm using the opposite colors. I'm going to use the Poppy Parade, of course. And we're going to add that to this one. Same about being parallel. Oh, good. I'm so glad to know there are other people that feel the same way I do about things. Those of you that can do it without doing that, more power to you. I think you're amazing because it would drive me crazy. I'd be like, I need that to be straight. Okay, so we've got our 2 sentiments done. Now let's color our little ants. They're so cute. I am going to grab my cardstock piece that I stick in my envelope so that my blends don't go through to the back. So I've got all my little ants here. And you can decide to do these in whatever color you want. What I thought was funny about these ants is they've got like the trumpet and the flag and then this guy looking behind. You might notice I switched them around for the card and I've got this guy yelling back at the guy with the flag like, hurry up, come on. So, you know, do whatever works for you. All right, so we're going to color all these with Cajun Craze. So I've got my Cajun Craze dark and light here. We're going to start with the dark. And I'm really just going to add a little bit of shading. You can do the light first if you prefer. I tend to do dark first because if I want something to blend really well, if I start with the dark and then blend over it with the light, it tends to blend in a little bit better. I wish I could zoom in here, but hopefully you guys get the idea. So I'm just going to go around anywhere where there's going to be shadow. And for me, the sun is usually, unless I'm doing something else, the sun is usually coming from the top right. So everything in shadow will be left and below. So I'm going to go on the left side and the bottom side of all these little areas under his chin. And then we'll go along the segments also just to give some definition. And then I'll take the light and just go over everything. I want to make sure I blend in the dark. I'm not going to forget to go over it. If you don't go over it, it won't blend in. But if you go over it, it blends in really nice. Okay, so back to the dark. We'll go and do this guy. Not going to worry about legs and things like that. They're too tiny to mess with. They don't have any really place to color anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. Back to dark. All right. So we're going to do this for all the ants. Super easy to do. So cute, right? Okay, I'm going to do that for all of these little ants. So I'm going to go ahead, just do them all the same way. The little arm I'm just doing all dark because it's too small to kind of blend color in, but I do go over it with the light. Or you could do it all light, that's fine too. Either way is fine. Okay, so there's that guy, and then I got to do these three little dudes, starting with the dark. I'm just going to go ahead and do dark on all three of them real quick. Goes a little bit faster that way. They're so tiny. These little bitty ants. How many of you just love the magnifying glass idea? I thought that was pretty fun. So I had to do it. Okay. And finish these up with the light one. Now for the horn on the three different ants here that we've got that have the horn, I'm going to use Daffodil Delight. Or if you want to, you could use Darling Duckling. I feel like it's a little too green for this look, but because it has kind of a green base to it, even though it's yellow. I know that sounds funny, but just trust me. So I went ahead and did Daffodil Delight, and it's so tiny you don't need to blend at all, so I'm just going to use the dark. And I feel like it comes across as being metal, being like a brass instrument just fine, even though it's a little light. So there's that one. We'll also do this one and this one. And then for the flag, you could of course choose any coordinating color you like, but I went ahead and did the Poppy Parade. What a great color for this, right? Poppy Parade. They're having a little parade. You can use dark or light, or you can blend it. If you're gonna blend it, just do like this and then do the light over that. I'm just gonna go for it. It's a really small space, so it's not entirely necessary to blend. Okay, so now that we have all of that done, we're ready to assemble. Isn't that cute? Little envelope. Okay, so we're gonna take our card base. And by the way, for those of you that don't have a really awesome gel pen, if you want to get it from me, I have it available, but you can also just get it through my affiliate link on Amazon if you'd like. I highly, highly, highly recommend these. These are the best white gel pens on the market. So this is the Uniball Signo pen. Most white gel pens, if you've never played around with it, most white gel pens, like let me show you. This is... There's a black piece of paper. I'm going to grab a different white gel pen. Let's see what brand. Do I have another white? I don't even know if I have other whites. I'm not really into any other white gel pen. No, I don't. I don't have one. Okay. So let me just show you this one though. This one on black. Okay. So I'm going to get it going first. I always do this. Gel pens can be that way. So this one is actually really good. You can actually see, oops, mine's starting to skip. It's getting low. You can actually see the ink and it stays pretty darn opaque. So this is what I recommend. And this is on, you know, the darkest color. You can also go over it again once it dries if you want to. But this is, in my opinion, the best one on the market, at least until another one comes out that's better. I will keep on using this one. We're going to be using this here in just a second as well. Okay, so once you have that folded, go ahead and add your insert. Oh, you too, Sandy. Happy Valentine's, everyone, to everybody that's having to leave. Hey, Sue, how are you? If I've missed you jumping on, welcome. So glad you are here. Okay, So we are going to add our sky and our grass, which is super, obviously this is not actually grass, but that is from the paper and it works. It gets the idea across. So we're going to just add this piece on at the top. And I just want to make sure, that's probably kind of hard to, this color blends in with this background so well. So I just want to make sure that it's the same on these three sides. Easy peasy. And then this piece, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to put it at the bottom. So how many of you love the little berries that are in this paper? So cute. Speaking of, I am doing the new sweet, what is it called? Sweet, oh goodness. The Filled with Sweetness for the March Club. And I'm going to be using the dies from this one plus the dies from the Made with Sweetness that has like all these different fruits and stuff. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. But I love the berries and I thought, you know, I might have to use the berry paper from this as well with that. I'm gonna look at it and see, but so cute. Okay, so once you have this, then we're gonna put everything else on here. So we got to put a couple things together. So I'm gonna grab all of my little goodies here. We're gonna put our mushrooms together. These are super simple. So you have the mushroom base and then the little cap that goes on top. And so we're just going to go ahead and put these together real quick. So I'll grab my green glue here. We'll just add some, if I can. Come on. This is getting low. I need to grab my other one probably. It's over here right beside me. All right. So I'm just going to add this on here. And then we've got this one for the big one. So you can make these, cut these mushroom caps and these mushroom bases in whatever color you feel like works the best with the kind of mushroom you want to make. I wanted to go for that classic kind of white and red look. I know probably the base would be more of a crumb cake, but I just kind of went with it. Kind of trying to stick with the paper colors too. So, okay, so once you've done that, you can add your spots. So you don't have to add spots to this, guys, if you don't want to. It can just be a red cap mushroom. But we're going to go ahead and add some spots. What you want to do is they need to be completely not uniform. So you need some that are circles, some that are ovals, some that are going off the side. Always make sure you have some going off the side. And then different sizes. Just get all kinds of different things in here, okay? None of these are ever going to look the same. You want it to be very random. So I'm just going to do that on all of the top part of the mushroom. I'm running out. I need to get another one. All right. So once you have that, go ahead and set it aside and let it dry. You can always add a second layer if you need to. Hold on, let me put this away. Try not to touch it because I want it to dry completely before I touch that. Okay. Also, we're going to put together our little magnifying glass. So what we're going to start with is this piece, and I'm going to, one of the things I highly recommend is taking some kind of file and making sure that you don't have any fuzzies. I'm going to do this off camera, but I'm just going to, you know, I'm just doing this on the back to make sure that I don't have any fuzzies kind of hanging out. Because sometimes I use these circle dies so much. The more you use a die, it can eventually start to have some, leave some little fuzzies around. And what you want to do is, just a little tip from me to you, is cut with some foil. Cut some foil with it, rather. I should say it like that. And that'll help to sharpen it a little bit. So I'm just going to get some of these little fuzzies off. Bear with me. Okay. Always happens to the circles, I swear. Okay. So once I've done that, I'm going to take the circle and I'm going to put my tweezer in here. I'm going to flip it over and add the green glue to the back of this. We're going to put it on the, just like that. Just a really fine line. And then line it up with the clear circle. Okay. Let that stick before you try to move it. I got a little bit of glue was already on this, so I've got some on the back of here. If you get any on there, you can, let me grab, just use a little bit of alcohol and a like paper towel. Sorry, I got some on the back. I don't want any glue on it. Okay, so that you have a clear glass. Okay, and then you can add the handle. And this was cut from the tool set. I can't think of what that's called off the top of my head, if anybody can remember it. And so we're just going to add the little handle to that too. So I'll just put a little bit of glue here and pop my handle on there on the back. Mine's a little bit longer. I don't know how this one ended up shorter, but hopefully you guys, when you get yours, if you don't have them already, you'll see that it's bigger. I hope so. Okay. Did you get your tape runner refills? Yes, I did. All right, so there's our little magnifying glass. We're also going to put together these little flowers. So what I did for this petal pink one is I'm actually going to take this, the stem part, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue, just barely, kind of just wiping it on there. On here, and then I'm going to add that just at the base of the flower. Okay, so there's that one. And then for this one, I am going to lay it down and I'm going to put, you can either put it behind or in front, but I think it looks better in front, just my personal opinion. So I'm just going to put that on there like that and stick it on here like this. Off the front. So we have our two little flowers, our two mushrooms, our three little ants, and our stuff all ready to go. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Let's put this card together. So cute. All right. So I'm going to take my mushrooms and I'm going to add them over here. And I just like to layer them a little bit. So I've got the small one down a little bit further than the big one. Now I'm going to lay things out first just to make sure I like where they end up and that I have room for everything before I actually put anything down. So I'm going to put my two stems basically growing together, and I'm actually going to cover where they come together with my little ant. So some part of him, it doesn't really matter what, is going to cover that. And then this little guy is going to be right behind him marching along, but this guy, he's going to get behind. So he's over here. And this is going to end up over him. So I'm going to actually pull this up a little bit. See, this is why I always check where I want stuff to be. Okay, there we go. So our little magnifying glass, somebody is watching this little dude. And because of that, I'm going to pull this over just a little bit. I want to see all the pieces, so something like that. Okay, once I feel like I know where I want everything to be, then I can start laying things down. So I'm going to start with this one, and this should be dry by now, so you can just go ahead and add some glue and place that down. And then we've got the little one. You like the mushrooms? They're so cute, right? I think they're so adorable. Okay. Stick. Okay. And then I'm going to double check I like where this ant is. And I think I do, so I'm just going to bring him. Yeah, right there. Okay, so I'm just going to hold my finger there so I don't lose track of where I want him to be. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And we'll pop him right back there. Okay, before I go any further with all of this, I want to make sure that this is down because this is the focus, right? I'm saying, hi, little friend. Okay, so this is the focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add dimensionals to this. You need to choose what kind of dimensionals you want to use for this and stick with it because you don't want to do different heights. If you decide you want to use the strips, that's fine. They're a little higher than the regular ones. I'm going to use regular ones, but I'm actually going to use the black ones. That way you won't be able to see them at all underneath here, which I love. And I'm going to use the little ones. So I'm going to take a few of them and put them on the handle. And then I'm going to cut a couple in half. So I'm going to do like probably 3 of these in half. And then that will be, let's grab, it's easier if I grab them with these. So I'm going to take these and just put them around. So I'm going to go completely opposite. Do another one. Oops. About there. And then in between there. Okay. And then I'll do those opposite also. So we're going to go opposite of that one. So I've got 6 on here. You could of course do 8 if you prefer. That is easier. You can just do in quarters, but I felt like 6 was adequate. Okay, so once you get all of those on there, I usually only use the black ones for things that are dark in color that I don't want to see white under. So you'll find that I more often use the white, but they're really great for certain things for sure. Okay, awesome. So now that we've got that, we're just going to take this and we want to angle this off to the side so we have room for our sentiment in the middle. So I'm just going to pop this over here like so. All right, now I'm ready to do my flowers. So let's move these here for a second. So I'm going to add my flowers about there. So I'm going to do this one first. I know, it is cute, right? They're so cute. I love these little guys. They're so adorable. You know, in real life, like I don't love all bugs, right? Like I love butterflies and ladybugs and things like that because, you know, obvious reasons. But it's so funny. Like ants are not like a thing. For me, like that's not cute, like in general. Usually ants are, you know, more of a pest bug, right? So you're like, oh man, there's ants. But they're really cute on here. It works. Okay. I would have liked it if the set had had a praying mantis in the actual set, not just in the, because there is one in the paper. but I would have loved it if they had had an actual praying mantis, because I think they're so cool. Anybody else think that praying mantis are cool? I think they're cool. Okay, and then we're gonna add these two little guys. Now, of course, you could add these up on dimensionals if you wanted to, but since that one's flat, I decided to do all of them flat. So I'm gonna try to keep them basically on the same footing line. What do I mean by that? Like they're on the same, their feet are close to the same line. I put him a little bit higher just because I wanted to make sure he was in the center of this, but generally speaking, I want him to be kind of close. So they're like, hey buddy, you're getting behind. I want a sentiment that says that, hey, you're kind of behind. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so now we're gonna take our, sentiment pieces, and we're gonna add some dimensionals to these. Bugs are so cute on paper, yeah. They really are. Okay, so we're gonna add the friend one first. And this one is going to be sort of at an angle. So basically what I did is I took this part and I'm making that parallel to the side of the card, if that helps you with laying this out. I just kind of made it be at an angle and then be parallel. This cut is parallel to the sides of the card. I hope that makes sense. And then we're going to take the hello and we're just going to overlap a little bit like that. Okay, now on this card, the only thing I'm doing with the pieces is we're going to do a large dot. You could use either, but I'm going to use a large dot for this one in the center of my flower. So it kind of makes a flower center. And then I wanted one of the ladybugs on this card. So I'm just going to grab one of these little guys and add him up here on my sentiment. I have to have the ladybugs are so cute. I love ladybugs. I want them on every card, but this is the ant card. So I still had to put one on there. All right. How cute is this card, you guys? This is adorable, isn't it? Right? Okay. So that is our first card done. All right. Number 2 is the fun, special fun fold. This is a super fun special fun fold. So here we go. This is what this looks like. Now I ended up calling this, and I don't know if anybody has another name for it. I really went back and forth on what to call this thing, but I called it, I've got hiccups, sorry. I called it a woven gatefold card. So you have that gatefold feel, right? But then these pieces get woven together to make the front. So I called it a woven. Does that make sense? What do you guys think of that name? Is there a better name? Have you heard of another name? I don't know. Isn't it cute though? I love this card. And it stands up so cute. And oh my gosh, it's just, I love everything about it. Okay, let's get going on this one. So we're going to start off by stamping our pieces out of your actual card. By the way, if you want to put something on the inside, you can. I'm just going to point out that you got a lot of overlap going on. So the best places to put anything are down here or up here. I'm actually not going to on the inside of this one. That is why I added the framed piece, because I thought that'd be super cute. But we do need to color this front piece. So make sure to grab your smaller, here it is, of the white pieces. So this bigger piece right here is for the insert. You need this small piece. We are going to stamp on that. We're going to stamp on this little bee. We also need this little watering can, and of course the envelope that everything is in. So I am going to move all of this off to the side so that I can have my little envelope. Okay. Let me clean off the ant stamp here. All right, we're gonna put our Hello Friend stamp back together for this card. So all you have to do is take that hello that you cut apart, and just slide it right back in with the friend stamp. And I just make sure it is straight and all the way in there. And now we're good to go for our sentiment for this card. We're also going to need the little bell flower. What are these called? Lisa, are you still on? I don't know what these are called. You know, the little hanging over bells, whatever they're called. We're going to need that. And we're going to need the ladybug and the bee. And finally, we need our little watering can. So we're going to need all 5 of those stamps for this. Okay. So for the front of our envelope, we're just going to stamp one of the bugs. I chose the ladybug mostly because he sits in this direction, and I think that's super cute, and I love ladybugs. That's what it is. Ladybugs are adorable. I'm just saying. Okay, so we're going to take... Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. Okay. Oh, did Holly join us? Hey, Holly. I didn't see you jump on, but everybody's saying hi, Holly. So if I've missed you jumping on, I love you too. I've just missed it. And I've forgotten who I've said hi to now. So welcome, everybody. I don't think I've said hi to Marsha. Hey, Marsha. Hey, Stacy. Pauline, I don't know if I said hi to you. So welcome, you guys. Okay. Lily of the Valley? Really? That's what they do? I didn't know that Lily of the Valley. Okay. Good to know. You guys are amazing. You know that. I didn't realize they did that little hangover thing. Okay. I don't know plants. I am not a plant I like plants. I don't know my stuff. Okay. So put a sunflower in front of me and I know what that is because those are my favorite. All right. So here we go. We're going to put this little ladybug down here reading. So cute. And we're going to grab this piece right here and we're going to add a ladybug to this. But before I do that, actually, I want to grab that little flower and I'm just going to kind of eyeball. I'm going to put the ladybug here and I'm going to put the flower there. Like, you know, kind of eyeball it, right? So you know what you want to do. So I'm going to take my ladybug. Actually, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do the ladybug. I just stuck my finger in my ink. Oh, it's your mom's birth flower. That's why you know what it is. That makes total sense. Total sense. They smell amazing. Okay, so I'm going to add my little ladybug, probably about 3/8 of an inch up from the bottom and 3/8 inch from the side, or you could bring it a little lower. It's up to you. You just got to have space for everything. So that's all that really matters. Okay. So then I'm going to take, before we do our bee and stuff, let me just move that over. I'm going to grab my old olive and I'm going to take my little flower here. You can do this lots of different ways, but I chose to do it like this. So I'm going to use old olive and I'm going to make it high enough that it's giving this little ladybug shade, basically. Okay. All right. Let me clean that off. Go ahead and clean my ladybug off. Okay, now we're also going to stamp Hello Friend on this part. So I'm going to take the Poppy Parade and Hello Friend, and I'm going to put it over here to the left. Why? Because we're going to put our little bee over here on the right. So make sure, looks like I got some, okay, the bee will cover that. All right. So we've got our Hello Friend, and we're just going to put this over here to the left side. So cute. Love it. Like that. Okay. All right. Now don't get rid of this because we've still got to do some other things to it, but we need to get the bee and the pail stamped as well. So I'm going to bring back in my black and I'm going to stamp the bee and the pail. Little bee, he's so cute. By the way, I did his face here black and then after that I changed my mind. So you'll notice that when we do it today, it's going to be yellow because I ended up doing all the ones after that in yellow and I liked it better. So just so you know. Okay. So we'll get our little bee lined up here. Remember, if you have any problems lining these up, you have that extra piece of white that you can stamp on. And we have our little pail. Now the pail has a little, hold on. The pail has a little watermark. What do I do with my, here it is. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Hold on. Let me move it like this. It has like the little sprinkling off to the side. I probably shouldn't do it that way. That's what I need to try to just ink up the pail is what I need to do. So I'm just gonna take this and ink up only the pail. That'll be probably the best way to do this. When I did it the first time, I just stamped it and then cut it out, you know, but. All right, there we go. Okay. So now we're gonna color. Didn't know that's what it is till someone said. Wait, what? Stacy said, no, I thought it was a bluebell or something. No, bluebells are totally different. Yeah, I grew up in Texas, so I'm used to bluebells, but yeah. Okay. We learn something new every day, guys, you know? All right, so we're going to take our old olive, and I'm going to take the dark, and I'm going to add a little grass. So I'm just going to ground these two things that I've got here by adding just a little bit of grass underneath them. Okay? So now they're sitting on something. All right, then I'm going to take the light one and I'm going to fill in the leaf. Now you can add a little bit of dark to the bottom of this if you want to, or you can just go over the bottom again with the light and add layers of color like this. If you want to add a little bit of shade to your leaf, okay? Then I'm going to take my petal pink, dark and light. If I can find them both. Where are you? There you are. So I've got my petal pink, dark, and I'm going to just do the bottom of the bell, which is technically the top in this case because it's upside down. And then I'll do the light on everything to blend it in. Easy peasy, right? Okay, then I'm going to grab my cloud cover. So the cloud cover, I'm going to do my book and my pail with. And so I'm going to do the dark cloud cover on the left and bottom side of the book. I'm also going to go down the spine. And then we'll color everything in like so. And then on the pail, I'm going to do basically the same thing, but my pail is going to end up like this. So I'm just going to do kind of that bottom side. And I'm also going to do like around the handle a little bit. Okay. And then I will color that in. Just a little tip, if you stick it on here, it'll stay still. It's sliding around on the glass. So we're just going to color everything with the light so that it blends in. Okay, then we're going to do our ladybug. So for the ladybug, I'm going to use the dark Poppy Parade for this little carapace part. That's what you call it, right? That goes over the wings. And then the rest of, I just got that on my finger. The rest of the ladybug, I'm going to use the basic black light. So the basic black light just looks like charcoal, basically. So that will give the black color without it being fully black, and you can still see the face. So I'm going to do the head and the body with this color. So cute. And when that dries, it looks more like this. So it'll work really well. Okay. Now, this part's done for right now. We're going to do our bee. So for the bee, what I did, and you can choose which way you want to do it. I ended up going with my Daffodil Delight. I'm going to take the dark Daffodil Delight and I'm going to do this little, this is a bumblebee. So it's got this little like furry part here. So I did the dark there, and then I'm going to take the light and I'm going to do the rest of the bee with the light. You can also just use the regular if you want to. I'm going to show you both ways. So you can also do that. So I'm going to go over this and I'm going to go over the rough again, and that's going to get darker. And then I go over this, and you can see that the rough is also got more color to it because I went over it twice, right? So there's different ways you could do that. Rather than shading, I'm trying to use the two colors in two different places. Okay. I think that's all the coloring. Yay! Oh wait, we forgot this guy. Don't forget your envelope. You can leave him black if you want to. You don't have to color him in. If you just want to do the black and white version, that is fine. But I'm going to go ahead and color him in because it's so cute. Just the same way I colored the one on the card. He's so adorable. Okay, stamp position would be great for this. Yes, if you're trying to do something and you're trying to get it positioned just right, that's fine. Usually that's a little more effort than I want to go through when I'm trying to do a class like this. It kind of more often and then not, it gets in the way. It's going to be really great for some fun techniques though. I have to be honest with you, I got to get used to it being around again because I have not been doing techniques that require a positioner for a while because I knew that you guys didn't have access to one. And now I got to get back to doing that. So we are going to do some fun techniques here in the future now that everybody is going to have a chance to do it. I'm trying to give everybody a chance to get it though, so that's part of it too. Okay, so now that we've got everything stamped, we can start putting this together. So here is our card. I'm actually going to move these two pieces off for a second. We're going to do some layering. We've got 2 pieces of poppy and we've got 2 pieces of old olive, and on those we're going to layer these 2 pieces and these 2 pieces. Then we're also going to layer up this piece and we're going to layer up this piece. So those are 2 that we're layering as well. And then we've got to do the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these pieces. We'll come back to the base here in just a second. So let's go ahead and put all of our pieces on our mats. I love this layout, this card. I think it's so cute. Like I said, if you want to stamp on this, by all means do so. I just kind of wanted to not waste any of the room since we were going to be using it kind of different. So I went ahead and just added a fun little frame instead. So we're going to add you could use wink on the bee's wings. That's a great idea, Kathy. I hadn't even thought of that. Duh. That is a really great idea. Oh, another thing I want to tell you about too. I'm glad you said that. I think I will do that, but I'm going to wait till it's on the card. So, but I want to show you something else too. So let me grab that so I don't forget. Okay, hold on. Because I have no memory. I will forget. If you use Wink Estella, make sure that you shake it up really, really well if it's been sitting still, because the mica that's in there falls to the bottom however you have it sitting, and then it's not everywhere, and you need it to be mixed up before you actually use it. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you guys this, see there's that little praying mantis. She's so cute. She's like in the petal pink color. This flower paper is directional. If you didn't notice, I want to make you aware of it. So if you look closely, there it is. The grass has a direction, and you can tell because when you look at it this way, you're like, wait, that's not quite right. It's obvious if you really look closely. So just make sure you've got it going directionally correct. If you have to, look at the bottom and then make sure you lay it down correctly. So this is the top. and then just don't forget what it is once you've already glued it down. Okay, so we have those two pieces. Okay, that's all ready to go. Okay, so then grab your card base, and what you're gonna do is you've got one flap folded in already. Go ahead and fold this other flap so that they're going over, and it makes like that standard size card essentially. Fold that in, but then you need to fold these two flaps back. So fold that one back and then fold this one back. No, they do not come all the way together. That's okay. It's not going to matter. You're not going to even see it. This is a trick of space. And so make sure you check out the actual form of this card in the PDF if you want the measurements and stuff for how to fold it and all the things. Okay, so once you've done that, there we go. We've got our card. Okay, we're going to add these two pieces to these two flaps right here, because these are the ones that are going to fold in that you're going to see part of when you pull it apart. When you got it closed, you don't even see them. But when you have it open, you see them. So we're going to go ahead and add these pieces to the two front flaps. Oh, I know. The ladybugs are so adorable. I love bees too. I think they're super cute. I think they're really important, obviously, for our environment, pollination. I love honey. Speaking of honey, I need a sip. Okay. It's just warm now. It's not hot anymore. I'm gonna have to have my hubby warm it up here in a second. Okay, so once you've got those two pieces on, we're gonna go ahead and add this to the inside. So open that up, pop this guy in there. Okay, then we're gonna basically do a layered thing. So make sure you've got your pieces going the right direction. So this is what the front of the card is gonna basically look like. So we're gonna put this piece here, and we're only gluing it to this side. All right, so if you need to, I just recommend putting it on there like that, and then adding adhesive to the part that needs to be glued down. So I want to make sure it's all the way to the top and straight, like so, okay? Then I'm going to take this piece, and it's going to get glued right underneath that. Now, I wanted to show you something real quick before I glue these down. So what happens is I'm going to put this here and then this here. Okay, it should be basically equal. If you want to make sure that you're not screwing up, you can push this one all the way to the bottom, glue it down first, and then go to the middle ones. However, if you have any overlap concerns, that can be a problem. So I actually like starting here and just making sure as I go that it's going to line up and it's going to slide in okay. So I'm going to add... Be careful doing this that you're not putting too much. You've got it in the right place. I've got that going the right direction. I'm going to line that up and lay that down. Okay, then over here for the red. Lay that one down. And finally, we have the last green one, which hopefully is straight, but as you can see, it might not be perfect. Well, mine's pretty close. It's just coming off the edge a little bit. And a lot of times that has to do with just, you know, how it got cut. Make sure it got going the right way. Okay. All right, so this is what you end up with. So they just interlock, basically. Like, technically, that would work too, right? Except it's going to get kind of shoved into that. So you want to make sure it interlocks this way. Okay, so then what happens is we're going to attach this, but we only are attaching it to the red part. We don't want to attach it to this part. So if you have to, you can pull this apart, but I like to do it this way so that I can see, I can make sure it's centered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over upside down. This way. I'm going to center it where I want it to be. And I'm going to add dimensionals only here and here, okay? So just hold everything tight. Make sure you're not moving it around and getting it in the wrong spot. We're going to grab our dimensionals. And I am going to use several for this just because I want to make sure it's perfectly stable. But you guys can use whatever works for you. So I'm going to do 3 up there. And then here I'm going to probably do 6. I know, like I said, it's a lot, but I just want to make sure that everything is just right and has lots of stability because we're only gluing it down on those 2 spots. Okay, just like that. So then I can take these off. Hi, Kathy. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, my little heart on my nails. It's subtle. Okay. If you have any questions, throw them up there. I'll try to look up here in just a second and answer. Okay, so we're going to pop this on here, just like that. Hopefully that's straight. Okay, and then we've got our little bee, and so we're going to add our little bee right here with the little pail. So what I did is I actually took my pail and my bee and I attached them together first. So I did notice that I've got a little bit of yellow that I got outside of the line, so I'm just going to take my color lifter and push that back into the center. I'm going to take my glue and add a dot, like you just need a dot, something to hold it together if I can get it going here. Telling you, I'm almost out. There we go. So I've got a little dot, and I'm just going to add that like this. So he's watering the plant, right? That's what we're going for. I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to add some dimensionals. Now he's hanging off the side, so I don't want to put anything right next to the butt or the back of the, so I'm going to come over a little bit. I'm not going too far this way, but I'm also going to add like one of these little side pieces on the water pail. He is dimensioned up. Okay. So I'm going to put that, let's see, right about there. That'll work. Okay, so if you have Wink of Stella and you want to add that, this is a great time to do that. Be careful on the wings. If you want to put it here, that's fine. Sometimes people like to press on it. If you have a pretty fresh one, it's going to just kind of come out, and that's good. I'm going to do this one too while I'm at it. It's a great idea. Thank you, Kathy, for that suggestion. Hadn't even thought about it. But I am going to show you guys another little thing you can do that's super cute. So for those of you that have been around for a while, you've seen me do this. This is another pen that I don't live without in my craft room. Again, this is not a Stampin' Up! Pen, just like this is not a Stampin' Up! Pen. These are just pens that you can pick up. However, this is a glaze pen. Super important. You need to make sure you get the right thing or it's not going to do this. So what this does is this actually dries, but it looks wet. So it's really, really good for eyeballs. Let me show you. I actually have a full set of these. I do have these available by themselves if you guys want them. And I buy them in bulk. So anytime I buy these things, I buy them in bulk so I can pass savings on to you. But as you can see, if you look here, do you see how they have that shininess? Okay, so this is the black right here. So it has that shininess to it. I hope you guys can see that on camera. I don't know if it's showing up. I'm hoping. Okay, so point being, you can buy lots of different colors of this, and I love the clear. I don't like the white. Just going to tell you right now, I don't. It doesn't work. but I love the clear because you can put the clear on any color. So you don't need all these. Really, you just need black and white. It's really great in your craft room. I just am a pen freak, so I have pens everywhere, you guys. I have collections of, I have issues. Okay, so I know it's okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this. Now this very often gets a little bit, what am I trying to say? Dried on the end. Where's my, there it is. So I like to kind of get the gunk off the end of it and get it going. Okay, once you get it going, then you can go onto the eyeballs of your little characters. Anytime you have a set that has anything with eyes on it, this is the coolest thing to put on top because the eyes come to life. Like, it is amazing. Like, I'm going to do it to this one too. You can do it to your envelopes too. Just be careful, let them dry, okay? Make sure you don't touch them to anything while they're drying. So go for it. I mean, I love this little glaze pen. And honestly, I don't use the clear one very much, but I do use this black one for eyes all the time. It's so cute. Feel free to do this on all of the cards. I'm not going to do it all again for every card. I just kind of wanted to show that to you guys. So anyway, and then we're going to add the embellishments to this one. I'm not adding any ladybugs, but I am going to add the dots. So for this one, you're going to add one of each up here at the top. So I'll do like a big one and a small one, and then one or the other, it's up to you. Down here, I'm going to put this on the red. All right, and then you've got, isn't that so cute? Oh, I love it. I love it. It's a fun fold. I love my fun folds. Y'all know I do. Okay. Stamper used glaze in a bottle on a bigger area. Oh, that's different. That's a different kind of thing. Okay. So that is for putting, yeah, that's different. I'm happy to talk to you about that, but this is just a pen. So this is a little bit different than that. That is a kind of a different technique. This is super fun. In particular, I really don't use it for anything else, but I use it for eyeballs. But some people use glaze pens for other things, but this is awesome. I would not use these pens for bigger areas. You're going to waste your product so fast. That is a different product. It's more like, almost like a glue that you put over it's not glue, but it's, yes, I know what you're talking about, but it's a little bit different. I also have a really fun tip for that, Stacy, that you can do to things that are at least smaller sized, that's way faster than using that glaze stuff. I actually did a video on it. I don't know if I've gotten to post that one on YouTube or not. I'll have to look and see. I have like 5 years worth of videos, doing multiple videos a week that I have to post on YouTube at this point, and it's going to take a while. Okay, happy Valentine's Day, Sherry. Did we have any questions that I missed? I hope not. Hey, Michelle. Okay. I don't think I missed any questions, but if you guys have one, throw it out there. I'm going to set this somewhere where the little eyeballs can dry because otherwise I'm going to mess it up. Okay, so that was card number 2. Card number 3 is this cutie. All right, here we go. So we're going to, hiccups, sorry. So we're going to do our ladybug and our bumblebee again, but we're going to add in this cute little caterpillar. The caterpillar can be colored in all different kinds of ways. So can the other things. Y'all color it however you want. Here we go. All right. So this is the one I was talking about at the beginning. We are going to be very careful with this piece right here. So when you pull this out, just be gentle with it. See, as you can see, it's that particular folder is really deep and it puts a lot of pressure on this. And so when you have the circles that are already cut out of it, you can see that piece came off. I'm going to fix it. It's workable. I don't need to throw it away. And I'm intentionally showing this to you because I want you guys to know that you can salvage stuff like that. It's gonna be fine. Also, there are a handful of you that did not get this piece. I miscalculated. Don't ask me how. It happens from time to time. It will be immediately on its way to you as soon as it's in. So just, you have a note in your thing if you didn't get it. I tried to get them out to as many people as possible. Probably if you're one of the ones that didn't get it, it's because you've been a customer with me for a long time. You know me, you know I'm going to get it to you. And I didn't want to, you know, disappoint anybody that was like brand new or something. So they wouldn't think like, oh, she's not going to get me that. I promise I will get it to you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold this and move it off to the side. And if you want to stamp on the inside of your card, you've got your insert. So don't forget that. I didn't do one on here, but I'm going to show that to you here. And then of course we'll stamp on our envelope. You're also going to need, from these little pieces, you need the caterpillar, you need the ladybug, you need the bee, and you should have a watering can and this little baby cluster of mushrooms. Okay, we have one more bee. That's going to be for the very last card. So we'll hold on to that. And then also you have this for your sentiment. So I've got my sentiment here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment first. Just get that out of the way. So here I'm going to use Poppy Parade. If you want to use something different, that's fine. If you want to use something other than the Spread Joy, you can do that too. If you want this to be a happy birthday card, for instance, use a happy birthday sentiment. That's great. In fact, I will show you, yesterday we used, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, yesterday we used this happy birthday. That would go really well here, or any of these sentiments like thank you, love you, whatever. Like anything that fits here, you guys, that you want to do, you do it. It will work. Okay. So we're gonna get our Spread Joy. Here it is. And we're gonna pop this on this sentiment piece all the way to the right. Happy Valentine's Day, Vicky. Pressure off the paper with that folder. There, yes. Okay, so here's my tips for you on that, because that's a great question. One, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have used thick white. That's my first thing. This is thin white, so it's a little more delicate when you're putting it in a folder that has a lot of pressure. This one has different levels. The other one that has a lot of levels is the Ivy. This, what is it, Stone and Ivy? I think it's called Stone and Ivy. This one has a lot of levels to it. You can see how deep those impressions are. It works better on thicker cardstocks. I shouldn't have used the thin one. I apologize for that, but we're gonna make it work. Okay. So first I would use the thick white. However, another thing you can do with embossing folders, this is just a side tip. Anytime you have a struggle with an embossing folder where it's doing something like that, you can spritz it with a little bit of water. Don't get it real damp, guys, just a teeny tiny bit. Spritz it with a little bit of water, a really fine mist on both sides, then pop it in your folder, run it through, and then when it comes out, open the folder and let it dry. Once it's dry, play with it, do what you gotta do. So that takes a little extra time, just FYI, because you gotta let it dry. Or you can of course use your heat gun if you want to. That may warp it though, so I tend to not do that. So that's just an idea. But anyway, my biggest recommendation would be don't use the thin white on that, use the thicker white. Okay, let's see, were there other questions? Yes, yes. Well, it's not that it's not as deep, Joy, it's that the water breaks down the paper a little bit so that when you put that pressure on the paper with the folder, it's more bendable than breakable, if you get what I'm saying. So it helps the paper to kind of stretch rather than break like this. And really this only broke because I've got these fine little areas. If I didn't have that, it would probably have been fine, because I've done it on other white pieces that were solid and it was fine. I just didn't think about it when I did this. So that was my bad. And when I did it on this one, I did use a thick one. So I wasn't thinking about it when I went ahead and made the others. So I apologize for that, but that's okay because it's a learning experience and we're teaching. So that works. Okay. So I hope you guys learned something. You learned from my mistakes. Okay. So we're going to take our sentiment now and we're just going to cut that at an angle. And we'll add that to that here in a minute. Okay, let's do our other pieces here. Sorry for that little side topic, but I hope that helped some of you. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Friends and neighbors. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh, the thick white is what I use for my card bases and then for certain things. So thick white is really great for card bases. That's what I use it for the most. Obviously, I do colored card bases as well. And also, if you are going to do something that you don't want the ink or other things showing through, the thick is a little bit better for that as well. Or if you need something that needs more stability, the thick can be good for that. So there's just certain times when it's helpful to have the thick. But I always do my card bases with the thick because I feel like the thin is way too floppy. This is fine. This is nice and stable, but the thin is too floppy for a card in my opinion. But I know plenty of people who use this for card bases. And if you want to do that, that is totally your prerogative. It's just not my preference. Okay. Oh, really? I haven't had any trouble with the plaid one, but yes, give it a try. Give the spritzing a try and see if that helps. Just let it dry naturally. In my opinion, it'll come out better if you let it dry naturally. If you try to use your heat gun on it, it's going to warp it a little bit. So, okay. Did I miss any other questions? Let me know if I did. Okay. So let's go ahead and get these stamped. So we've got our little caterpillar here with the cute little leaf. And just try to make sure I get him all inked up. Okay, we're going to pop this on here. Also, I'm going to stamp my sorry, let me move these over. Envelope with the caterpillar as well. Or you could do any of the bugs you want to use. You could use the ladybug, you could use whatever. You do whatever works best for you. Okay. Set that aside. We're going to do the little mushrooms here. And just like that. And I'm also going to add the little mushrooms to the inside of my card. Okay, we've got our bee. Thank you guys for all the comments. If you want to share the video, I would appreciate that. Like or love the video, of course, as always. Make sure you're following me here on Facebook and also on YouTube. If you're not following me on YouTube yet, be sure to do that because that is a great way to watch old videos, especially as I'm posting old ones. You'll be able to see old things pop up as new, which is really nice. I'm trying to make that my archive. So check that out. I'll be posting the original date in the description for every video so that you'll know when it was from, because they're getting posted at all different times. It's the only way for me to go about it. Okay, so again, we're going to do this watering can, but I'm going to try to get just the can here, not the spritz of water that is coming out of it. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's all of that. So now we're going to do some coloring. I'm going to start with these little mushrooms because I want them to dry so that I can use the white pen on them. So I'm going to start with these. We're going to do the Poppy Parade. I think I'm going to use the light for this actually. Is that what I did on that one? Or did I do the dark? Nope, I think I did the dark. All right, change my mind. Woo! Sorry, I dropped that. We'll do the dark. Okay, also on the base of these, you can leave them white, or if you want to color them, you can. I used the Petal Pink Light. It worked out really nice because it just has kind of an off-white almost feel to it, but it sticks with the colors of the rest of everything else. So I'm not adding a new color. Like you could go for crumb cake or something like that, but by just using this, you get this great kind of off-white feel without adding a whole new color. Okay. So I'm going to let those dry because I'm going to use my white pen on those again. And so I just want to make sure those are completely dry before we get to that phase. Okay, while I'm coloring the others, that should work. Okay, so I'm going to do my caterpillar now. Today would have been my dad's 92nd birthday. Wow. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Dad. Okay, so for this one, we are going to add a couple of colors. So I have got the Old Olive Light and Dark, and I've also got the Daffodil Delight. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Daffodil Delight and I'm going to go around this little circle. Now, on the paper, it's a darker color. You could do that instead, but I went ahead and did this. I felt like it was easier to do. Then I'm going to take the Old Olive Dark, and I'm going to create segments a little bit more defined on my caterpillar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start down here at the bottom where this little piece starts to jut out where his leg is, and I'm going to go around the base and just keep on going up around these little segments and then kind of like that. Okay. Then I'm going to do either side of the segment line. Like that. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take the light and I'm going to go over everything but the yellow. I don't want to go over the yellow. I want to keep that separate. If you get on the yellow a little bit, it's not the end of the world. I get a little overzealous sometimes and it happens, but do your best. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and do this part too. And I know right now it looks exactly the same, but trust me. Y'all trust me, right? There's so many fun things you can do with blends. It's really, really fun to play with them. Okay, before we finish the caterpillar, we're going to move over to the leaf. So what I did for the leaf is I took the Old Olive Dark and I'm going to do the bottom side of this leaf with the dark. I'm also going to go down the center of this vein and then I'm going to go just on those little lines right there. Then I'm going to take the light and I'm going to go over all of the open areas. And then you can take either the light or the dark. I used the dark for this and go over. This is the Daffodil Delight Dark. Go over the leaf. I want this to be a different color than the caterpillar. I want it to be obvious that it's a different color. Okay. But then I'm going to come back in with the light and I'm going to go over it again here in a second. Before I do that though, I'm going to come over here to the caterpillar. I'm going to go back over these top segments one more time. Again, avoiding, this is the light old olive. I'm avoiding the yellow little kind of eyeball in the center of the segments. You know that's why they have those, right? It helps them to blend in, and birds can't decide what part's the head. At least that's my understanding. Anybody else know another reason? I'm pretty sure that's the biggest one. Okay, so what that does is, even though this is the same color as this, it's added another layer and it makes it just a little darker, but it's not as dark as this, as the dark old olive. So it gives you some variation. So it's a really great way to add to anything you do. You can do the same thing with the dark. You can add shading as well. So I'm going to come back in with the light on this top part of the leaf, now over the green and yellow, just to make it a little greener. I'm still doing the light old olive, but it just adds a tone of yellow to this leaf that makes it a smidgen different than this guy. All right, so that is how we're going to color the caterpillar. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Envelope done. Okay, so we're going to do that same process over here. So I'm going to start with the dark and bring that around like so. I forgot my yellow, so I'm going to take my yellow and do around the little circle. Okay, then we're going to take the light and fill in everything else. Oops, guess what I forgot? I forgot my segment parts. There we go. Okay, now let's finish this. I get quiet when I color, sorry. What are you guys doing for Valentine's? Anybody doing anything special? Come in with the dark olive, go down the line here. Also on these little segment things, and then we're going to fill in this bottom part. All right, I'm going to take the dark yellow. You went out for lunch. Oh, that's cool. So you can't see me on live on YouTube. You can only see replays on YouTube. But if you look up Shameless Stamper or my name, Jeri Mobley, you should find my page. And that way you can at least see videos that have been posted there. But you will not be able to see the live until I figure out how to post in both places at the same time, which is an issue. Okay, so we're going to fill this top part in again with the light so that it's a little darker than the tummy. go back over this yellow part of the leaf with the light as well. Ta-da! Okay, so he's done. All right, moving on, we're gonna do our ladybug and our bee and our little pail here. So the pail I did in petal pink, and I just used the dark petal pink for that. Easy peasy. I'm gonna grab the red for our ladybug. This is the dark Poppy Parade. And we're going to use the 2 cloud covers for the book. Whoops. Yeah, sorry if I confused you. I apologize. You went to game night at church. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. They auction off desserts. That's cool. You're staying home and sleeping. You know what? That's always fun. Oh, your hubby got sick. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't like to go out on Valentine's Day. It's crazy. It's the same thing with Mother's Day. Like, I don't like to go out. It's just crazy. You watched 2 grandkids wrestle today. That's awesome. Oh, you guys are all putting down. That's so cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting what you guys are doing. Okay. So then I'm going to grab the light basic black to do my ladybug body and face. I'm going to grab my yellow Daffodil Delight for the bee. And we're just going to go back over this middle section again so that that's a little bit darker. If you want to wait till it dries a little bit, like, it's alcohol, so it dries pretty fast. I just blew on it a little bit. You can do it, 2 or 3 times, however much you want to get that variation. Okay. And we'll add the Winkastel and all that stuff in a second. All right, so now we're going to put this together. So we've got our card base. We're going to add, oh, well, let's go ahead and put this on and we can add that after. We're going to add our insert. Then we're going to add these 2 pieces. So we're going to add the red first. In the center here. Then you'll add your cloud cover piece. This is from the In Color DSP. And then we're going to add this piece. So I'm going to show you how I fix this little boo-boo. I'm just going to place it back where it goes. And when I put down my pieces to hold this up, I'm going to make sure that the glue, the dimensionals or the strips are in the same place. Remember this, if you use dimensionals, stick with all dimensionals. If you use strips, stick with all strips. Super important because they are not the same width, okay? So either one is fine, just stick with whatever you're going to do so that it's all the same. Okay, so I'm going to use dimensionals because I don't need it to be super high. So I'm going to go ahead and just add, I start in the 4 corners. In this case, I want to make sure that I also get this little spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this little side piece. This is perfect for this. And I'm going to make sure this is perfectly lined up where it's supposed to be. And then I'm going to add this piece right here. Like so. I'm going to add the rest of this up here. Actually, let me put it up here by this one. It's closer to the edge. Also, if you have some other side pieces you want to use, go ahead and use them. I haven't used all of mine, so I'm going to do that now. These are really great for the sides to make sure that this is really stable, especially the top and the bottom, in my opinion, because it has whichever way you've got your lines going, you want to put it perpendicular to that, just because that is where the weakness is, and so that'll add a little extra strength to those areas. Okay. I don't skimp on these. I tell you what, I put them everywhere. I just want to make sure everything is solid. Okay, so take all of your side pieces off, or side pieces, all of your, you know what I'm saying, your release papers off. Almost done. Okay. Once you get all those done, we're going to center this so that this piece that's in the middle is on the right. Here as well, they are everywhere. Sorry, I missed something. Holiday traffic. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's so funny. You have ladybugs and Japanese beetles out in your bathroom. You like the paper ones better. Is this a bathroom that is like near the outside of your house? Is that why they're ending up there? I mean, the ladybugs are super cute, but okay, so we're going to pop this on here. I'm going to try to center that in the red piece. So we have a little bit of red all the way around, just like that. Now we're going to add our caterpillar down at the bottom, but I want this to be supported by dimensionals. So I'm going to add some regular adhesive here at the base, but then I'm going to add dimensionals for like his head and the leaf. And then also it is going to overlap a little bit, so I'll add a little bit of glue there for the overlap onto the paper. Now I am going to try to keep him more to the left just because I know I'm going to be putting my sentiment piece here. So while we're at it, let's go ahead and add this piece on to our yellow. We're going to leave a border all the way around, so I'm going to just add that so that it's equal. And then I'm going to trim that so it's about the same amount left. Just like that. We'll go ahead and put this flat down. But I'm going to put it all the way to the side of the card. So it's going to stick out just a little bit from the top of the card piece. Does that make sense? So it goes all the way to the edge. Okay. Then we've got our little bee. Now, what we did last time with the pail, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to add the bee onto the pail first. Oh, wow. Okay. They're just coming in from outside somehow. Wonder if you have a little gap or something, maybe in the window that they're getting through. They want that heat. They say, it's warm in there, sister. All right, so we're just going to add this like so. Sorry, I had a little bit of a glue booger there. Okay, we're going to add our bee right basically in the center. So I'm just going to add a couple of dimensionals to this as well. And a little half piece or a small dimensional, whichever you want to do on this. So again, he's watering this leaf. I don't know why, but he is. Okay, and then our ladybug is going to be sort of sitting on this little circle like it's a ledge, right? Reading her book. So we need to put a couple of dimensionals on the center of, I shouldn't call it a her. It's not really a her, it's a he, but you know what I mean. So funny that we call them ladybugs when they're boys. I mean, there are girls, obviously, but the pretty ones are boys. Okay, so then we've got our little mushrooms that are going to go on here too. I will say that I'm going to color the white part on the mushrooms before I put it on there, but that means I have to let it dry for just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, this kind of was already started to dry. I'm trying to get it going. Also, I'm going to point out that you can go over this more than once. I need to go back over the ones on that card because I never went over them a second time. The ink can seep into it just a little bit, so be aware of that. So super easy, just go back over it once you've got it on the card, and it'll be even more opaque. Because that dry, see that? That dry ink will create a barrier between the blend and this next layer of ink you're putting on there. The blend kind of likes to bleed into whatever you already did. Or that first layer, I should say. Although letting this fully dry, I think is going to help a little bit more. I don't think I did that with this one, so that'll help a little bit. Okay. But anyway, you get the idea. So then once you've done that, we're just going to add this on with regular adhesive. I'm not going to do it right now because it's wet. And I'm just going to put that right there. Okay, we're also going to add our embellishments here. So I did one of each right here. One of each size up here. And then you want to have at least one of each left for the last card. So I'm going to keep my large one here. I'm going to use, depends on how many you end up with. Everybody got something different. So whatever you have left over here. So now I have 1 and 2 smalls for my last card that I'm going to keep for that one. Okay. And so there's that. And then if you want to add your Wink of Stella to the wings, go for it, and add your black on the eyeballs. I'm not going to do it right now because I want it to dry. So, all right. So that is the third card. Done. Okay, now moving on to number 4. Are you guys loving these cards? They're so cute. Okay, so my 13-year-old big stink bug gets in my bathroom all the time. That is so funny. I mean, you probably don't think it's funny, but you're right. It could be around the pipes, or it could be coming in a vent. I'm not sure. Hey, babe, would you warm up my tea for me real quick? Okay, our last card, super cute. For those of you that like sunflowers like me, oh my gosh, here we go. So here's our last card. We're going to be doing this cute little sunflower with the bee. Technically, it's got a little ladybug too. So we're going to stamp our butterfly, not our butterfly, our bee on the envelope and on this last little I keep saying butterfly, bee, bee piece. All right. So let's grab our black. Not fun when you're in bed. That's funny. Okay. And this one. I think that's a little low, but that's okay. It's probably fine. Oh no, it worked out good. Okay. All right. Now, before I color these, I'm also going to grab the pieces for my card, for my sunflower. So I'm going to grab the stem, not the stem, sorry, the 2 leaves here. And I'm going to grab, if you want to, this little center piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old olive and my dauber, and I'm just going to add a little bit, and I'm not trying to add a lot, I'm just adding a little bit. And I'm not even adding like everywhere, I'm just kind of getting it in different places, okay, so that it's got some variation to it on to those leaves. And then also you can grab, if you want to, your pecan pie. Now I don't even add any extra ink to this, I just take whatever's already on there, but if you do add ink, just don't, make sure it's not a lot. And I just add a little bit on here. Just to give it a little bit of variation, okay? All right, so let's put our flower together. This is a great time to do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab these 2 pieces and we're gonna put them together, but I'm only going to put them together at the top. What you will notice is that this part has this little extra piece at the top. Everybody's is gonna be a little bit different, and that's because it was cut from the piece that turns this into a flapping card. So we're just going to trim the top of that so that it's flush. It's not going to matter, you're not going to see it, just make it flush, okay? And then I'm going to add adhesive. Oh, before we do that, actually, if you want to add a little bit to the yellow, you can do that too with your Daffodil Delight. I forgot about this. Okay, so you can grab the Daffodil Delight and your dauber for Daffodil Delight. And you can add a little bit. Don't go crazy, just a little bit goes a long way. Whoops, try not to bend it either. In particular towards the top is where I like to do it, because then it's lighter toward the base of the petals. Okay. I'm not trying to get a whole lot on there, just a little bit. And then I'm going to take this and just match it up with the top of this piece. I'm leaving these out. I don't want to actually put them down. So I'm just putting that on there, and then I'm going to add some on top of this and add our flower center on top of this. Okay, there we go. All right, then we're going to take our, well, let's go ahead and color these. Oh wait, no, I do want to do this first. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. So so we've got our stem and we've got our high. We'll be doing that here in a second, but we've got these leaves. So we're gonna add these pieces together. So this goes on top of this one and this goes on top of this one. So I just wanna get those attached real quick. Just makes the process of putting everything together faster when you actually do this ahead of time. So hello, Leah, how are you? From West Virginia. You've been on before, right? I know you have. I know that name. I'm terrible with names. I'm pretty sure I know that name. If not, tell me I'm crazy and introduce yourself. But I'm pretty sure you've been on before. Okay. So we've got that one done, and then we'll do the same thing for this guy. Okay, thought so. Welcome back. So how many of you were on the paper share yesterday? That was so much fun. Can't believe we did 11 cards. It's a lot of cards. Okay, so now we've got our leaves done and we're ready to assemble as soon as we color the little bees. So I'm gonna put this in there. We're gonna color this guy. Super easy to do, right? All right, then we'll come back and color that rough. I'm blowing on it so it dries faster. Okay. All right, so we've got that. That's done. We're gonna grab our card base here. Burnish. Yeah, it looks like a sunflower, right? We used the coneflower, but I made it look like a sunflower because I love sunflowers. So, okay, so we're going to add this to the front. So this is the sunflower embossing folder. So, I mean, hey, like it's the same thing, like it's perfect. Okay, so for this, you want to make sure and add your adhesive all the way around so that it doesn't bubble on your card, because this is another one of those really deep 3D folders and you just want to make sure it looks really good. So I'm going to put it on. You decide which way you want to put this on. Everybody's is going to look a little different depending on what part of the folder it got put in. Okay, so get that on there. And then we're going to take this piece, and I want this to be about here because I'm going to put my little ladybug right here, like it's about to, my ladybug, I keep doing that, my bee, where like it's going to land there. But I'm going to take this stem and I'm just going to put this up in here like this so that it's going to go off the card, right? Because I'm going to trim that. So what I want to do is find a place that I want this to be. So I just kind of make a decision about angle and stuff, and I like it right there. So I'm going to put it under this petal. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue under the petal, and then I'm going to add my stem right under that petal. So the petal still isn't stuck, right? I'm just sticking it down to that base part. And then I can flip this over and I'm going to add adhesive to the flower, and I know this isn't going to go all the way down, so I'm going to just go down partially for right now. And I'm going to put this up here like this. And then I can finish adding glue down to where I need to. However, I want to add my 2 leaves real quick before I get too far along. So I'm going to add these guys on here, and I'm just going to tuck them in underneath. Like so. And then make sure that that connects. You can flip that over and just trim that off. Super easy, right? Okay. Then our little bee is going to come up here like it's about to land on the flower. So I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals to this. What did I do with my dimensionals? Oh my goodness, they're there. When you lose your dimensionals. Okay. Sorry, probably covering that with my hand. All right, so add some dimensionals. Pop this little guy on here. He's so cute. Awesome. Okay, lastly, we're going to put our high on. And if you want to do the little trick that I do where I just line them up on grid paper, it's only 2 letters. You don't have to. But if you want to, you can. Grab some washi tape. Let's see, is this wide enough? It might be. To hold it lined up. Flip it over. And this is a tiny washi tape, isn't it? But it's a small word. I'm going to add dots of glue. I like doing the washi tape method, not just for holding on to the word, because even if you do a word that is at a funny angle or, you know, wacky, I can pick it up exactly like I want it, put glue on it, and then put it back on here, and it'll actually hold it while it's drying, which is super nice. So that's one of the things I love about using this method. So I make sure it's really nicely attached to that embossing folder behind it. Let that dry for just a second. While it's drying, I'm going to add my, let me put all this away so it's not in the way. Okay, and while that's drying, I'm going to add my embellishments here. So I'm going to put this little ladybug on the flower, and then I'm going to treat these like dewdrops, basically. So I'm going to put 1, 2, and we'll put 1 down here on a petal. 3. So cute. All right, so that should be stuck now. You can take that off, and ta-da! You have your 4th card. Isn't that cute? Okay, now that's all the cards. They're cute. We're done. But don't go anywhere, because I'm going to do some quick announcements, and then we'll do the drawing for free goodies. If you haven't commented yet, make sure you comment now so you can be a part of that. Also, if you're watching this later as a replay, I do a drawing for the replay as well. So make sure you comment on the replay too, so that you can be in the drawing for that one. Okay. Also, add your Winkastella and the stuff. Y'all know. Okay, so let me move this out of the way, and then we're gonna do the layout after that. So if you want to watch the layout, whether you're planning to do one or not, you can get great ideas from layouts that you can transfer to cards, vice versa. So make sure to check that out too. Oh, absolutely, you can do that. Okay, so the rest of the announcements. If you would like to get my March card class, don't miss out. Today's the last day to sign up for this. So this is using the super duper cute match day bundle. You don't have to buy the dies, but you do need the stamp set. If you're not a demonstrator, please consider purchasing from me. In fact, with a qualifying order, you can get the kits for free. So be sure to check out the details on the flyer. If you need the flyer, text me, I'll send it to you. And of course, if you ever have any questions, ask me. But we're going to be using the match day super cute bundle for this. Let me show you the projects that we're going to be doing. But today is the last day to sign up for this event. Okay, so here are the cards that we're going to be doing. We'll start with this one. So we've got this fun fold. It's a flat fold with a big soccer ball. Isn't that cute? We've got this one with the fun little, they like in the thing, and then you pull it out of the envelope and doing. Okay, so this is a wobbler. We also have another fun fold, which is a rocker card. I don't know if you guys I haven't done one of these in a couple of years. I love them. They're super easy and fun to do. So yeah, love it. Okay, and then finally, we've got one that's like a collage style that's got all the things on it. Super cute to do. If you guys have a number in mind that you're making a card for somebody and you need a number, let me know. I'm happy to cut a couple of numbers out for you. This would be a great card to add a number to. You could add it like right here. So that's always, and of course the layout, same deal. If you need a number to go on your layout and you don't have dies for that, let me know. I'm happy to cut one out for you. So little added service. So if you'd like this, you'll get all 4 of the card kits with this class. And super duper cute. Obviously the paper's stinking adorable. And then for those of you that scrapbook, you can get the add-on layout with that. Here is the add-on layout. How cute is this? Yes, it says kicking it, right? Isn't that so cute? How many of y'all played soccer growing up? How many of you have people in your lives that play soccer or that you know play soccer? Yeah, so lots of really cute paper in this. I can't wait to do this layout with you guys. Okay, so that is the layout. Then for March Club, which I don't have all the designs done yet, but I hinted at this a little bit ago, I am using the Filled with Sweetness set. Now, this is a bundle. Let me show you here. This is a bundle, so you can get it as a bundle or you can just get the stamp set. The cool thing about the bundle is it has a shaped card again. I'm really in love with all these new fun shaped cards they're doing because I think they're so much fun. So we'll be doing this for the bundle, but I'm also going to use, there's another bundle that I'm going to use the dies with this. So this is the Made with Sweetness bundle. You don't have to get this stamp set. However, you can if you want to. It has a little ladybug and a bee and flowers and berries and stuff and really great little sentiments. But I'm going to be using the dies for this too. So we have all these different berries and peaches and citrus and cherries and fruits. And you got strawberries and blueberries and this one. So all together, we're going to have so much fun with this. I'm going to show you the paper because you guys are going to be getting a pack of the paper. Look at this. I love the little honey bear. So cute. So you've got all these beautiful designs in this paper. You're going to get a full pack of the paper, and you're also going to get the embellishments with this club as well. So lots of goodness with this. Oh my gosh, so cute. I really wish we had isn't this adorable, this notebook paper? I love it. I really wish we had a red gingham ribbon right now. I'm just saying. However, we do have a blue gingham, and I'm going to try to see if I can make it work. But yeah, love this paper. So we'll be using that. So if you guys want this club, don't miss out on that. It's going to be super duper cute. So you can sign up anytime starting now. I will be putting out a flyer as soon as I'm done with all of the card designs and the layout design. But super duper cute. You guys are going to love it. Okay. Your niece and nephew play. I played for fun and watched games in college. Yeah, see, I feel like everybody knows at least somebody they can do these super cute soccer cards for, right? You got your kit. Oh, good. Caterpillar card is your fave. Oh, he is cute, isn't he? can you show all the cards you made just now? Oh, sure, absolutely. Here, let me grab, oops, sorry. Let me grab them from over here. Okay, so there's this one. That's the first one. The second one is the Fun Fold. That's super cute. And this one. And then finally, sorry, there's all the cards we just made. Sorry. Yep, aren't they cute? They're so cute. By the way, again, if you guys did not get the kit, if you didn't purchase the kit from me, but you want the PDF, you can just get the PDF anytime. In fact, you can get any of my old classes and clubs. You can purchase the PDFs for those anytime. The cutoff for the kits is the due date for the class, or the club. But you can always get my PDFs. So if you guys want that, you want to make it yourself, by all means, just let me know anytime. Okay, so moving right along. Oops, I made a mess. Okay. So we've got the March class closes today. The March club is open and will be closing soon also. We've also got the product of the month for March that's available that is so cute. You guys are going to want to miss it. So place a $75 order or more today at shamelessstamper.com, or if you're a demonstrator, on your own number, and you can get the beautiful Painted Illusions designer series paper while supplies last. So super cute. I wish we could buy more, but you can only get the one, and it's only $5 with the purchase amount. So that's super awesome. Also, if you haven't, if you are not a demonstrator and you would like to be, now's a great time to join, because you can get the brand new Stampin' Positioner for free. Yep, for free. That's a $50, what am I saying? Words. I have no more words. That is a $50 deal that you're getting for free, which is amazing. So you don't want to miss out on this. This is a really great tool for stamping with. I cannot wait to play with mine. And I'm going to do a video showing you guys all the fun stuff. So I have mine. It's here. You're going to love it. I'm just saying. So if you'd like to get the $50 Stampin' Positioner totally for free, along with all the other fun free stuff that you get, plus you get to pick out anything you want for the $125 in product that you get in your kit, and it only costs you $99 plus tax to join. Join today. Do you have to work a business? Yes, you do. No, I'm kidding. You don't. There are so many people that just do this so they can get their discount. In fact, over 90% of our demonstrators don't work a business. They are basically just discount shoppers. That's okay. If you would like to join just so you can get a discount on all of your crafty goodies, by all means, we'd love to have you. So just text me. I'm happy to help you out with that. Or you can go to shamelessstamper.com and click on join. All the details are there about this offer. It's a super great deal, so don't miss out. And last but not least, if you would like to receive my Creative Inspiration Calendar totally for free every month on or around the 25th of the month, along with all of my other freebies that I send out via email, all you need to do is text me your email address. There's my phone number. Text me today. You'll get this and all the other free stuff that I send out. This calendar every month includes all of my Facebook Lives, and every other day of the month has a creative prompt on them. So you can do something creative every day of the year. Also, it has all my Facebook Live info, as well as my YouTube channel and my contact info. If for any reason you're not getting your calendar, please let me know. That happens from time to time. I know emails get dumped or whatever. Just please let me know. I'm happy to fix that for you. All right. So that is all of the announcements. It is now time for the product drawing. So if you would like to give me a drum roll, I will get some goodies out here for you guys. Let me grab my little sign. Nope, this doesn't want to go in here. Okay, I'm fighting with stuff, y'all. All right. Can I get a drum roll? A happy shopper. Whatever you want to call it. Discount shopper, happy shopper. Yeah, the whole first year that I was in Stampin' Up, I was just a discount shopper. I joined to get my discount. I just wanted I like a deal. You know what I mean? And then I got into it and I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing this as a business. So, partly because my husband was like, okay, can we start spending so much on all this? No. He's very supportive. But yeah, I mean, it helps pay for my habit, right? My habit of buying craft supplies, to be clear. Okay. So, all right, we have 3 packs of paper that I have a ton of. This is retired, and I kind of got a whole bunch of extra so that I could give these out as freebies for you guys. So each one of these has 12 pieces of paper in it. There's 24 different designs. This one is, just like it sounds, flowers and more. This one is like geometric designs, pretty much lines, dots, all those kind of things. And this one, Celebrate Everything, is all of the seasons of the year. So you've got Christmas, you've got Halloween, you've got fall, you've got Valentine's, birthday, you name it, it's all in there. And then this one right here is the only one I have of this. So if somebody wants this, you can only get the one. This is a very coveted retired paper called All About Autumn. It is photo image on the front of all the sheets, and on the back you have different colors with gold foiling. Actually, it's bronze foiling, I think. Super beautiful, gorgeous paper. We could not keep this in stock. I'd love to see another paper similar to this. Also, you can get the pick for ink spots as an option, a block, or the little chiseler. If you don't know what a little chiseler is, you guys, everyone needs to have one of these in their room. You'll see me make mistakes, and this saves my bacon. The little chiseler is an amazing tool. If you ever want to buy one, they're just $2. I buy them in bulk from the Little Chiseler Company, and I pass that savings on to you guys, just like I do with my pens. I don't make money off those. I just buy them in bulk so you guys don't have to spend as much money on them. Okay. We are going to do one drawing live and one we will save for next week. For those of you that watch this on replay, make sure you comment too so you can be a part of that. We're also going to draw from the video we did on the 31st today. So I'm going to start with this video. I'm going to grab this link. I hope you've commented. I'm going to pop it in the random Facebook comment picker, which is going to do my drawing for me. I'm getting all the comments. That's a lot. All right, here we go. Who's going to win? And it is Jill Good. Congratulations, Jill. Please pick a prize and put it in the comments. And then I'm going to come over here to the Memories and More video we did on the 31st, and we're going to pop that in here. And thank you for understanding last week that I was not able to do my videos with my back. I appreciate you guys so much. Prayers, all the things. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. And the winner from last week is Jennifer Vanderwecken. So Jennifer Vanderwecken, if you're on, please let me know. Text me what you want and your address, because I don't believe I have that. So I do need to hear from you in order to chat with you about what you're going to get and all those things. So if you're on right now, go ahead and comment. If not, if you watch this later or whatever, we've got about a month to pick up whatever you're wanting. Also, I have someone named Donna Lefevre, I think. If you see this or if you're on right now, you want a drawing as well. And I do need to get that worked out to get that to you. So, okay. Congratulations to both Jill and Jennifer Vanderwecken. I hope you guys will contact me so I can get you your free goodies. Okay, Jill, are you still on? Did you pick an item? I know, Kathy, can you believe it? I've been working my business for 7 years, but I joined 8 years ago. Yeah, I cannot believe it. It's crazy. And I've earned my 4th trip already, which I'll be going on in May. Well, technically it's more June because it's like the last day of May, which is an Alaskan cruise. Cannot wait. So excited. It's actually the same cruise ship that we went on to the Norway one, which was 3 years ago. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like the exact same ship. So we already know it. So that's pretty cool. All right. So for those of you that are sticking around for the scrapbooking, Excited if you're leaving. We so appreciated you being here, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and will join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. If you haven't already set an alarm, make sure to set one now for every Saturday and Sunday. You can even set it for Friday, because I'm on a lot of Fridays as well. Not every Friday, but I am on a lot of Fridays as well. And that way you won't miss any lives. And on Tuesdays, I try to do Tip Tuesdays. So I haven't been doing them the last several weeks because I've been playing catch up with some other things. But I will be getting back to that soon as well. Okay, here we go. We're going to do the layout. So here is the super cute layout that we're doing. It says, be happy. And if you got the kit for this, we'll be doing that. So you can grab your kit. I'm going to grab my little easel here. Okay, so the kit comes like this. It always comes with the PDF and with a, you always get a sleeve for your layout as well. All right, so all of your pieces are already in here. Of course, we've got our little baggie of goodies. Thanks for being here to everyone who's leaving. Hope you have a good day. Stay around if you can. Good night, Stacy. All right, so we've got all of our little goodies we're gonna put in here. Now I'm gonna grab out these pieces that I know I need to stamp on. So all of these white pieces that we're going to stamp on, I'm going to just go ahead and bring these out so that I can go ahead and get them all done. So we have our ants, and hopefully you kept your little ant piece from the cards as well. And yeah, okay. I think that's all of the pieces we need to stamp on. Okay, these pieces, I'm going to, before I do the stamping, I'm going to just separate everything into sides for my paper. So you have 2 sheets of blue. You can choose to do the light or the dark. As you can see, I chose the light. So I chose the light. So I'm going to do the light for both sides. Also, you have these pieces that are going to go on each page. On the left-hand side, you should have a piece of petal pink that this piece of DSP is going to go on. You have a piece of old olive that this piece is going to go on. You have a piece that is angle cut that is your little picnic blanket. And you have a yellow piece with this. So those all go on this side. On this side, you have your green piece that we're going to put the other quilt piece on. We have a yellow circle, a red circle. We have a red piece that we have a white piece that you can use for any kind of journaling if you want to, or you can leave this off or just put a photo on top of it. Either of those works, because you can also journal on this paper because it's pretty light. And we've got a ribbon that's going to go across that. Then we also have the petal pink piece with this piece, and our the rest of our sunflower pieces, which we'll get to as well. So I'm just going to set these to the side for the moment so that I can work on stamping. Where do I want to put this? I don't know. I need a flat surface. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp first. So I'll just get, now I'm not going to do my ants yet. I'm going to do that last. So I'm just going to grab these pieces out. Okay, I'm going to do this one first because I'm actually going to do this one with the, no, actually I'm going to do this one in black this time. You can do it in black or in green. That is up to you. I'm going to do it in black this time so it won't matter. Okay. And then if you have your little ant piece, if we can get mine here, then you can put your little ants in that. And funny enough, I actually changed the order of my ants on this as well. So they're different on everything I do, I swear. Okay. All right, so we're gonna grab our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'll go ahead and start with these little ants. She must have jumped off, I guess. I don't see, she didn't comment, correct? Jill didn't? All right, so we're gonna do our little ants here. Whoop. And now I can recycle that. We're gonna do our flower. I guess I've always seen the lily of the valley as depicted differently. I didn't know they had this bell shape to them. I always thought it was something else, but unless I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm terrible with flower names and such. Okay, we're also going to do our caterpillar here. And my bee. And finally, the ladybug. Yeah, I didn't use the beetle at all because I'm not really into beetles, but you guys could always use the beetle on something too. Other than ladybugs, I'm not into beetles. I mean, there are some pretty ones that have like iridescent, you know, carapaces and, or whatever that part's called. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. My dad would be very disappointed. My dad's an entomologist. So I should know everything there is to know about bugs, but I have to be honest and say that I just don't retain it because it's not important to me. If I'm being honest, that's the way it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and color all of these guys. So as we did before, the ants are going to be the Cajun craze. So I'm just going to do the dark along the left and bottom side of these segments. They're really skinny, so I try not to do too thick of a line, but sometimes it comes out thicker than I'd like. They're very tiny. I mean, that's appropriate for ants, right? Okay. So my nail tech that did my little heart today, I took her a little Valentine bag with little goodies and stuff in it. She was like, thank you. So she did my nail art for free, which was really sweet. That's not why I gave her a gift, but I try to take her little goodies. I make like the treat bags and, you know, different things. I gave her for Christmas, I gave her, for those of you that watched it, the tag box that we made. So yeah, that was super cute. So I'm going to do the little flag here with our real red, and I'm also going to do the ladybug back here. With our yellow, I've got the Daffodil Delight, so I'll do the little horn. And I'm also going to do the bee. And these little circles. And I'm just going to go ahead while I've got it out and do the yellow part of the leaf. You could also pull in other greens if you prefer. I was just trying to limit how many colors you guys have to have for this, but it is completely your prerogative. Oh, and my bells. So I'm going to do and then I'll take the light and blend all that in. So cute. Okay. For the book, I'm going to use the Petal Pink, which, what did I do with? I'm blind. Here it is. Okay. We're going to do Petal Pink on this book, mostly because the whole background of this layout is in the cloud cover, so I just didn't want to do more cloud cover. And I'm not using the light at all. I'm just going to go over that a little bit to create some shadowing. I'm going to use my basic black to do the body and head of the ladybug. And finally, we'll grab our greens. Oops, you know what I forgot? I forgot to do that second layer of the bee. Okay, that's done. That's done. All right, so for the flower, I'm gonna just go ahead and add a little bit of green, dark green. Also, if you want to add some to the stem, you can. I don't know why I just put that back, because I'm gonna need it. The more you saturate, the more it will blend. For those of you learning how to use these guys. Okay, so then we're gonna finish our caterpillar over here. So I'm gonna take the dark and we'll go ahead and add to the bottom of this. And then I'll do my sectioning off here, a little trick. And then for the light, oops, I forgot to do the little vein here. Okay, now for the light. Okay. Just realized I've gotten really quiet, huh? Well, I try to be. I don't know that I always am. You know, I wish I was more thoughtful. I feel like I miss things sometimes, but I do the best I can. We're all human, though. All right. Okay. I'm going to add another little bit to this to go over the yellow since I didn't do it the first time around. And then I'll come back over this area again to make this darker. So cute, right? Okay. There's all our little guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna set these up here. I need the caterpillar and the bee are gonna be on this side. The ladybug and the flower and the three little ants are gonna be on the left side. All right, also before I get to making everything, I also wanna do the shading on the pieces that I have. So I'm going to take the Daffodil Delight and shade my petals if you want to do that. Don't worry about the center piece because you're not even going to see it, but I just pull out from there. That creates an ombre effect on the petals. And then if you want to do the base of your leaves, I am going to put these together too real quick because I want to go ahead and do the white on them so that that has time to dry. So I'm just going to pull that out real quick. And then this piece. So again, I'm not trying to get anything consistent. I'm just trying to get some extra color on this base piece so that it just kind of stands out a little bit. I'll just pop those back in with everything else. And for the pecan pie, I'm just going to use whatever's already on my piece to add a little bit of extra texture, especially toward the base of it. All right, and then these little guys, because we're going to be using the white on them and I want that to dry, I'm going to go ahead and put these together. We can also assemble everything else too that has little pieces. So just pop that on there. I'm so glad to see so many of you stuck with me. Thank you. Always appreciate that. Okay. We're going to add the circles to, just got to get it going again here. This is definitely running out. I need to grab another one. It's a good thing I have extras. Hopefully it'll last at least till the end of this. I'm kind of dotting it in a couple places because it's starting to kind of die on me. And I get down to where it's just a little tap, like the dots are so tiny that it's just a little dot. And you can do just circles, or you can also do ovals. Okay. I'll just set those aside so they can dry. All right, let's add a couple of these other things together. So for our, let me show this to you. So this looks like this. So I'm just going to do it the same way I did before for these leaves. So I'm going to start with this piece, which we want to trim just a little bit. If this piece is too short, that's okay, but you don't want it to be too big. So I'm just going to trim that a little bit. All right, so then we'll add some adhesive here. I'm going to pop this on top. Try to line up those little ridges. I thought that had an extra little piece there. That's weird. It didn't go all the way through. Okay, and then we'll add our center, just like that. And finally, I'll take the stem. I'm just going to put that under this petal. Just like that. Okay, so that's ready. I'm going to stick that with page 2. And I'll also put the leaves with page 2, so those will be ready to go. Or I'll just stick them up here probably, actually. Okay. Do I have a link for the website for the pens? No. Well, yes. If you want to buy them straight from Amazon, I can send you my affiliate link. But if you want to get them from me, because I buy, like I said, I buy them in bulk. You can just get them from me and I can add them to your next box, sweetie. So it's up to you. Either one is fine. If you remind me, like text me, I'll send you my prices for them, or I can also send you the link. So anytime, yeah. I'm trying, I have so much I'm trying to get posted right now with all the backlog I have with YouTube stuff that I'm having to put on YouTube from Facebook because they stopped keeping our lives. I am a little behind on it, but I'm hoping to get things posted on Etsy because I have an Etsy shop as well with all of my labels and any kind of PDF that I've created that you might want to buy, whether it's for a class or labels or things like that. So I'm trying to get that all posted. I do have the labels from last year posted on there, but I don't have any PDFs from my classes yet. So just be aware of that, but but I am working on it. Okay, so we have our Be Happy, which we're gonna put together here in a second. Just put my happy over there. But let's do these flowers real quick. So we have the petal pink flower, and then we've got these 2 yellow flowers. There are 2 different sizes. On the other card, we only used 1, but on this one, we're using both colors. So I'm actually going to trim one of these stems. I'm going to just trim it down so it's shorter right here. And that will go for the smaller one. Okay, so this I'm going to do the same way I did before. So I'll add a little bit to the back of this leaf. And then this will go on here. And then these, I'm going to add the glue on here, on these top little pieces, and the petals will actually go on those. just like that, okay? So, oh, these all go on this side, by the way. So I'll just set those over there. And then, of course, we have all of our embellishments. We'll get back to that in a second. Okay, so for our B, I am going to do this straight. You can choose to do something different, of course, but I'll go ahead and line this up on my grid paper, or in this case, my glass mat. I don't know if you guys can see the grid well enough, but you get the idea. And we'll add some washi tape. This is a much bigger piece, but it is what it is. And that is ready now for adding to my page. Okay, so I'm going to start with page 1. We've got all of these that we're going to layer up here in just a second. But before we do that, let's add these pieces to the bottom. So I'm going to add this piece to the very bottom of my page. Sounds good, Kathy. So I'm sorry, I'm doing this a little off camera here. I'm just using my thumb. If you guys ever want to see, I'm just using my thumb to make sure that it's flush with the edge of my paper. And it's easier to do off the edge of my, I should do it over here, right? So you can see it. But it's easier to do off the edge. So I apologize, you can't see that. Okay. And then I'm going to add this almost all the way to the edge over here, but I'm just going to put it on like that. So this is just a 4x6. I think I cut a couple of them a little bit shorter, but 4x6, because it was the paper I had, piece. And then I angle cut it so it looks like a little picnic blanket. And we're just going to add that at the bottom here, like so. This little ladybug and this flower are going to go over here. So I'm going to put the flower like tucked behind the piece. And so I'm going to do that first, and then I can just put the ladybug wherever, what am I doing? Wherever it needs to go. I am losing my mind. That's what I'm doing. Do y'all ever watch me and think, she's crazy? Does that go through your head? Just wondering. I know it goes through my family's head all the time. They're like, she's nuts. No, my husband was just like, what? You know you think it. You didn't know I knew. Oh, goodness. Okay. Anywho, so we've got that on there. Then we're going to take, oops, let's not make a mess of these. I'm going to pull these over here. Okay, so then we're going to take these pieces and we're going to go ahead and layer them up real quick. So, see, there's her little face, that little praying mantis. I love her. She's so cute. Okay, now I do want to make sure that this piece is upright as well. So pay attention to that when you're putting it down. We're going to add our mushroom piece on. I love the little mushrooms. They're so cute. Look at all these different toadstools we got going on here. So many different ones. And then this quilt piece. I love this butterfly too. Y'all, I so wanted to make a card with this butterfly on it. It's just not, it didn't happen. I wanted to do the berries too, but it just didn't happen. Like, there were so many designs I wanted to do, and sometimes I'm just limited to the fact that we only do 4 cards. So it is what it is. Okay, so we only do so many, right? So this is about how this is going to go on here, but I want to make sure I have enough room for all my stuff up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down. I know that my happy is going to go right underneath that, like so. And I'm going to be putting my flower and my little mushroom on one side, and then the big mushroom and the little 2 flowers that go with it, which I'll put underneath the mushroom, but you get the idea, on this side. So I just want to make sure that I feel like this is where it needs to be, so that I know where to put all of this. Okay, so just to give you an idea, that's kind of how I figure that out. So I want this to be up higher because I'd rather it not be down here if possible, so I can show that paper off. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to just put this about 1/2 inch away from the side, and maybe 1.25 inches up from the bottom. So it's not going to cover up more than like 3/4 of an inch of the top of this. And then this will go centered basically in the center of this, and about 1/2 inch up from that, and about 1/2 inch from the top. So that kind of gives you, you know, a frame of reference of where all that is. Okay. And then this piece is going to hover right in the middle over here. Trying to kind of center it between everything. Just like that. Okay, so now I can pull these pieces away because I basically know where that's going. I'm going to put this down first because I know where I want the, actually, I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Since I know where that is, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece down first. So we'll add a little bit of glue here. As long as my glue decides to work. Nobody said anything about me being crazy. Y'all don't think I'm crazy? Or are you just being polite? It's okay if you say it. I know I'm a hot mess, so it is what it is. Okay. We're going to pop this on here. It's part of my charm, being a hot mess. No. All right, and we're going to add glue to the B. Not the B, but B. Y'all know what I'm saying. All right, we're going to add that back on top here. Just like that. I'm going to curl this up so that it's a little out of my way while that's drying. Okay, so for this mushroom, I'm going to be putting the flower here and here, and then this will cover up kind of the base of it. So I'm trying to just figure out where it needs to be to sit right. I think that'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this, and I can add glue under it later. So now I'm going to take this piece that just holds the mushroom in place while I put these pieces down. And then I can add the mushroom stem with a little extra glue. Helps with positioning all of this. Ain't it great to be crazy? That's funny. I didn't know there was a song. I guess I need to learn it. All right, so then that will finish that side off. Okay, and then on this side, we're going to add this flower kind of coming over to the side. I want it to kind of lean in this way. So By the way, these lines that you see me doing, they're super fine. Don't overdo this glue, guys. So I'm going to kind of lean it in this way. And then this little mushroom will lean out the other way. Like so. Okay, we should be able to pull this off now. And I can just reuse this. Love washi tape. Don't y'all love washi tape? It's so great. It's a wonderful tool. Okay, and then I'm also going to put my little ants down here. So the ants, you can put them in any, you know, formation you want, but I love this little guy that's like yelling back at the others. So I decided to put him in the front. So he's going to get blasted in the ear, but you know, it's fine. So we're just going to put them down flat. Oops, he stuck to me. All right. This actually goes pretty fast. Do y'all know what pictures you're going to put on here yet? Those of you that got the layout, let me know. Do you plan to do like picnic pictures or park pictures or just generally happy pictures? What is your plan? Okay, we are going to do the embellishments, but I'm going to set it aside for just a second while we do the other page. Okay, so let's layer these up. And again, you don't have to use this piece. You could just put a photo straight on here. I would still put the ribbon on it. You could also use this piece and put a photo on this piece. So you can do whichever you want. And let me show you. There's a nice, good spot right here for doing some journaling that doesn't have to be on that. So you can totally use it as a picture spot. Okay, this you want to cut though, because let me show you. These are so cool. I love, by the way, I don't know if these are gone yet, but they are last chance if they're not already gone. Do you know, Kathy? I'm so sad that these are going away because I love these. I mean, people are still buying them like crazy, and I just don't understand why they put them on last chance, but okay. So anyway, you can see it's a little bit wider. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off 1/8 of an inch. And that will make it closer to being even. So then I'll add this. Like so. I'll put that on in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and layer these up. There's that beautiful berry paper. I totally think I'm gonna have to use this with the other paper. For that club, because it's just so cute. Did y'all just hear my stomach growl? It totally just growled. Oh, look at this. Look at those little guys having tea, and the little snail. Oh my gosh, this paper is so awesome. I had so many cute ideas. Okay, we're gonna add this to our page. And of course you have the cut apart pieces in this paper, also really awesome. Love it. Awesome. Okay. So on this side, we are going to put this red circle up here. This goes basically right under that. This is going to come here, this is going to come here, and our little sunflower will stick up between here. That's going to leave that little no man's land kind of in the middle, which is great because it gives you a place that you can write. So this piece, though, we need to add the ribbon on first. So I'm going to just add my tape as close as I can to the side here. And then I'm just going to run this. I love this ribbon, by the way. This is the best rickrack. It is so soft. Beautiful. And you can tuck a photo right underneath that or use it, like I said, for your journaling. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more on top of the ribbon there. And then we're going to just pop this down here. So I'm going to do this about 3/4 of an inch from the side and about 1/2 inch from the bottom. So that's what we're looking at for placement. Okay. And then this piece, I don't want it to be directly above it. So I'm going to have it come over a little bit to the left. So this is going to be, I'm going to say about 1.5 inches from the side and only about 1/2 inch from the top, if that, maybe 3/8 of an inch actually. This is so hard to see on the, this is like practically the same color. Okay. And then we're going to put our little sunflower right here. So I don't want to put any adhesive right here because I know it's going to overlap my photo. So I'm only going to add adhesive to the bottom side of this. And you can either do, well, I'll just do glue on that. So I'm going to pop that in there. And I know that's going to overlap my photo a little bit. That's intentional. I'm going to go ahead and pop these leaves under here. Just like that. We've got this little bee that's going to go right here. About to land on that flower. Okay, these are going to go over here. I want to leave space for my caterpillar. So my caterpillar is going to go over here. So I just want to make sure I have space for that. So I'm going to do about 1/2 inch from the side, and I'm not going to do more than 1/2 inch deep here. So I do want to keep that up. It's not even 1/2 inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch from the side. And then my little caterpillar will go here. So you can put him over the top like this. If you're going to use it for a photo, you might want to push it out a little bit. It's up to you. But however you decide to do it, if you're going to put something under it, just don't put adhesive there. If you decide you do want to, you know, put, what am I trying to say? If you want to put some glue there eventually, you can always put it underneath. So I'm just going to add adhesive to this bottom part and the leaf, and that will hopefully give me enough to hold its position, but I can still stick a photo under there if I decide that's what I want there instead of journaling. And again, I can always add adhesive here after that, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on this side with our embellishments. We have 3 of our little ladybugs. I'm gonna put one up here on my sunflower and one on this leaf. This one we'll save for the other side. We've got some of these. So we're gonna put these on here like this. All right, we're gonna add a large and a small over here. And one or the other, I'm going to do a large one over here. Oh, I haven't even laid that down. Goodness. I didn't even realize I had forgotten to put that down. Let's do that real quick. I was like, that just moved. I might need to move that a little bit. Yep, I'm going to have to move it. That's what I get for not paying attention. It's fine. I lost my dot. Okay, just kind of put this in the center here. And then I'm going to have to put some glue down since I lost my little dot there. Okay, let's try to get back on track here. Okay, there we go. It is what it is. All right, over here, I'm going to put a large and a small on the flower, like do basically. Just like that. I'm going to put a large and a small right here. If you're going to put a photo here, you might want to wait and put these on after. So if you're going to do that, just keep them with your layout. So I'll put a large and a small, and then a large or whatever I have left here. So 3 will go over here. I'm going to keep that because I'm going to end up doing a photo there. Okay, so then I'm going to grab my first page. And we'll start with our little ladybug here. This is going to go right here. You can even put it on your word if you want to. I think I might do that. Sitting on the word. It says B, but it has a ladybug on it. I think that's funny. Okay. And then we're going to put 3 of our embellishments up here. So I've got like a large one and a small one, and we'll do another large one over here, and then we're going to put a couple down here. So we're going to do a large and a small and a large one down here. Where do I want it? Probably right there. Okay, and it looks like I have an extra one, so you can put that extra one wherever you want. Maybe actually, you know what? I think it goes, sorry, it goes over here by this, I'm realizing it now. We need one over here. We'll put them over here. Okay, so I'm going to keep these couple for putting on top of my photo once I get this photo over here on this piece, or if I decide to use it for, I'm just going to put these all together on one piece. So I'll just put this inside of my sleeve with this, and I'll be able to add these here at that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed making this layout with me. I sure am appreciative of you guys being here with me live. It's always great to chat with you guys while we do this. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And I hope that you will join us tomorrow for more creative inspiration. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon. God bless.